Okay, hold on. We gotta save it. We gotta save it. We gotta save it. We gotta
sorry.
save the banter. All right, we're recording. I'm gonna start. Okay. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Cancel the North. My name's Will, and just kidding. My name's Andrew. I don't talk like that. That's how Will talks. That's my impression of Will. Greetings. Today's a little bit different. You might be thinking, where's that Will guy who talks like that impression that I just did? We're entering into a new story arc, a new storyline arc right here. We're entering the Will is absent arc.
What are you talking about? Will, it's right here.
We don't say that to David. That's just rude.
Can I pass as Will? I'll take it. He's a cool guy. I'll take it.
He's very tall. It's hard shoes to fill.
I'm not as tall. I got the facial hair. Kind of.
Are you like super gangly and awkward?
Okay.
I can do awkward.
Starting off strong over here. Will's wife is very pregnant, so he's taking some time to be with his family. So good on him. So we have a number of guests lined up for you for the next couple of weeks. And who better to start with than, other than Jay Clare, the master of MESBG himself, David Clubley. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. And of course, we've got old reliable. Cheers, Zach.
Cheers.
Oh, there it is.
We got double Canadians on the pod today.
Double Canadians.
Cheers,
Look at that.
Cheers.
The most average beer
Delicious.
available everywhere around here.
Absolute heaven.
Zach, does yours say on the back brewed in the UK?
Probably not.
No, mine definitely does not say.
Because mine does.
Crazy.
You saw the price I paid as well. Like, also, thank you to the patrons of the channel for paying for this beer.
That's news to me. That's news to me.
You'll get the invoice. You'll get the invoice. Don't worry.
Oh, jeez. I'll just forward that to Will. We'll deal with that in 6 or 7 weeks.
I'm still waiting for a sponsorship deal. Only a sponsorship deal I will ever accept.
That's the only one?
Free advertising, but you know what? Give me free stuff. And I will advertise even more.
Molson will accept sponsorship deals, and anyone else will also accept sponsorship deals if it comes down to it, or not. We can get off our high horse here and take whatever money we can get if someone wants to sponsor an MESBG podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I do this thing? Welcome, everyone. Anyway, that was a long-winded intro, but apparently people like those except Will. He's not here to get mad, so enjoy that. I should look at the show notes he left for me. Before we get started, we have a Patreon. You can go in there and you can even subscribe for free. Zach allegedly posts once a week on there, unless someone else gets to it first. You can support our channel there. We appreciate that. On one of the tiers, you get dice. Our dice are really cool. Do you have one on you, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the power of editing.
No, we're leaving this in. This is all great content.
While he does that, do you have a Discord?
Don't. No. We will never have a Discord. I'm not running a Discord. No.
Did you asked for reasons why you should have one. I don't know if you saw a really long comment that I definitely didn't get AI to write for me.
I didn't see it. And you know what? I'm not going to look at it either. You can... Jeez.
You were talking to the two people who were voting against it. The one that was for it is not here.
It's 2-1. Look at that.
Damn.
It actually turned out really nice. I'm impressed.
They roll lots of 6s. Definitely not cheating.
I wouldn't be worried about people cheating with those dice.
I just rolled a 1.
I actually need one to go alongside my Canada dice, eh?
We gotta get you one.
Every time I roll my Canada dice, my friends hate it. It's one of my lucky dice. And the Canada flag comes up, and I do that. Every time it comes up, I go, sorry, eh? And no one ever gets, other than my friends, no one gets, I'm in a tournament rolling it, and I'm like, sorry, and they just don't get what I'm on about. I'm like, because Canada, get it? And it rolled the 6.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spread our culture over there. Saying sorry.
Sorry, spreading the Molson.
Yeah, spread the Molson.
Yeah, that's an expensive spread.
My family had some today at the barbecue, so there we go.
What did they think?
There was no positive or negative comments made.
Exactly as I expected. Exactly as I expected. Okay, that was our Patreon plug. That was so long for Patreon. We have an Instagram. Check there. We post our pictures each month. Each week we got to post our pictures to avoid shame points. If you get 5 shame points, our patrons get to, and the other hosts get to pick an army that host will play at the next tournament. So fun stuff. Subscribe, follow our Instagram. It's a follow, right? Follow. We got Spotify listeners, as Will says, keep doing your thing. I think that's all the housekeeping, right? Oh, no, it's not. Of course it's not. We got shame points.
Yeah. I thought you were actually doing
we got
to
introduce David
Instagram
first.
leading into it.
Oh, no, I'm a mess today. David, we got to reintroduce you first because there might be some people who don't know who you are.
Okay, yeah. Hi, I'm not Will.
Not Will, yeah.
That's my biggest trait. You can go back to episode number. We'll put it in the comments, but you can watch me introduce myself there.
In there.
Not happening.
Go back, you'll find me. I'm somewhere in the archives.
I think you're our first guest, and you're our first repeat.
He was our first guest.
I had to be the first back on.
He was not the first guest.
No, you had someone from your league on, I think.
Well, we had Kyle on for an interview for.
But
okay,
he was the first guest on our shame chart.
Yeah,
where we started asking the guests that. He is number 1.
That's
nice
true.
segue back to the shame points.
There you go. There you go.
That's fine. I love it, by the way. I just gotta say, Zach, the handmade thing that's still there. It's like Andrew hates it, but it's like an institution at this point. You can't update it, and you're gonna hold it up to the screen, and no one's gonna see what it says. We just take your word for it every time.
Too many people are all about the technology these days. Sometimes you need some good old-fashioned pen and paper right in front of your eyes.
This is unbelievable. Okay, well, what do we got?
Shame chart on the screen for all those watchers. We got Zach sitting at 9. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
No. Okay, we'll get into it.
Currently sitting at 9. We're going to get into that. Will is sitting at 9. Andrew is sitting on his asterisk.
0.
Then we got our guest section where we ask our guests if they have painted during the week. And as we mentioned before, David was our first guest we had where we asked, and he has a big old 0 because he did some painting. Then we went through a couple more names before we got to Maddie, our first guest who earned shame. And then we went through a long streak of other successful painting guests until we got to Richard, who also got some shame. We're now sitting at 2 guest shames.
We should say Maddie is Maddie Lockwood.
Maddie Lockwood.
Formerly the OSBGL, now in the GBHL, moved back to the UK.
Living down the UK.
And he did get that shame point when he moved back. He was not in the OSBGL, so shame on that. And of course, Richard was Richard Lynn from Into the West podcast, bringing shame to our West Coast countrymen over there.
I would like to say, because I know you're trying to protect the OSBGO League by saying Maddie earned a shame point when he was no longer with us, I will put it out there, putting shame on him. He would have got it if he was still here too.
100%.
Just
100%.
Just putting that out there.
A dude played the same army. Maddie, I'm calling you out. You played basically the same army the whole time you were competing in the season. And each time there'd be a 1 new painted model, maybe, if we were lucky.
Did you play Halls of Frandrel? Was that what you played?
Yeah, you played Halls.
Yeah, I actually think after I watched it, I think I'd met him before he went out to Canada. Small world,
nice.
I guess.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, it
Love you,
seemed like
man.
it. He played one of my friends at a tournament. I went over to see how the game went, and they were having a nice chat away.
Nice.
Yeah. I
Isn't our
am
community great?
unfortunately 0-2 against him. He has crushed me both times with his Halls of Thranduil.
Yeah, he has.
Just PTSD at this point.
Need a rematch.
But we'll do
Need a grudge match.
What's your record
We'll
against
do
him,
things
Andrew?
a little bit in
I never
reverse
played him.
today.
Ah. Oh, yep. Go on.
We're
Sorry.
doing things in reverse today?
Yeah, David, we're going to go start with the guest. Have you painted today? Or this week?
I am gonna let Andrew decide whether I get a shame point live on the stream because I have a base rim that needs painting, and I'm just gonna sit here, and it just needs touching up. You know where you get like the ink wash and like little bits over the top of it. So that's what we're doing. We're just going over some Mornfang brown.
Nice. Good brown.
And Andrew, have I done my painting for today?
Yeah, that's painted to me. You got paint on a model. Look at that. You can see the shine. You painted
It's not
a beautiful
the model,
hill
bro.
trail
It's
there.
the base. It's the base.
It's all part of it. Are you saying that basing a model doesn't count as finishing your model? Fully painted and based.
Yeah, and that's why they're separate things. Like you paint your models and then you do the
And then you
base.
base your models.
Yeah,
And the
a base is something
completed
you put a model
is
on.
a complete
Yeah.
model.
My books, you painted. No shame point for David.
You have been set up today, Andrew. by Zach. I have actually
This was
done
all
some
planned.
lobbying in the week, but it was it was all planned. The people in the comments demanded I ask that question.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you have painted.
I have done some painting this week, yeah. What have I done? I'll send some pictures over, but I've done this lovely Son of Ale, which I know will impress you, Andrew.
Cool.
Shining the sun's life.
Yeah, I got a few.
And that troll was painted this week as well.
Nice. It's good progress.
So David is our first guest to have 2 zeros. I didn't really think too much of it when I started the zeros on the one side. So
Yeah,
now I'm just going to start doing zeros at the other side, I guess. I'm not really sure. But,
that's a bit of an oversight.
We'll do it as we go.
That's how we do things on here.
Yeah. So, Andrew, with your asterisks.
No, that's a lie.
What did you paint this week?
We're counting yes or no's, and we got asterisks. What does that even mean? No, I'm at 0. I don't want to hear it.
It's questionable. I
don't
got
wanna hear
ruling on that too. To further this, as we'll get into in a minute.
This is going to be the worst shame point section in the history of the show. You're
Maybe
lucky Will's not here.
We've been banging them out so quickly recently too.
If Will was here, he would be having a bird.
Maybe your patrons should decide if it's asterisks or not.
Next time. It's too late now. I feel like that's cemented there. We can't
for
go
you,
back.
yes.
Yeah. For better or to take it away. I'm happy just leaving it. It is what it is. It's a good thing to talk about, and I get mad about it every week. This week, I haven't had a lot of time to paint in the last couple of weeks, but I have gotten painting done. I got my Shadow of Rudar last week. I got one color on there this week. I got it all washed. You can't really tell. My camera sucks anyway, but he's all washed. He's ready to get some highlights on him. What a cool model this is. Like looking at the detail cool. And like his face has so much expression. I'm looking forward to highlighting that up. And it's going to be kind of cool because it's all like one color, right? It's like the ghostly color. And it's not like painting skin and then cloth, like everything's the same color. So I'm looking forward to doing some different shades on that and seeing how that works out.
Okay. So you have avoided another shame point.
As always.
Which will bring us to Will, who is not here. And I looked, I didn't see anything posted. So
nothing posted. As of time of recording, very important. He had up until I hit the record button. Right, Zach?
We'll get into that.
Or live on air.
Live on air. Here. He didn't hold us hostage. He did hold us hostage one episode.
Yeah, and he didn't
So-
get an asterisk for that, and that's way worse than painting base rims.
No, I
He
think I just
held
gave
the
him a
record
full-on
button
shame point.
hostage. Oh yeah, you just gave him the shame point. Okay, fair enough.
I just gave him the point. So Will's sitting at 10. So whenever he makes his inevitable return, he gets a list from patrons/us. And I think we're gonna be a lot less nice this time around.
Yeah, you guys both played lists you had a lot
Like-
of fun with.
Yes. And then
But-
will come to me. So I painted Fun Little Guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Looks good.
Yeah.
What
Not
game's that for?
Middle Earth model, so I'm sure I'll get some flack in the comments for that. But it's a model for Mythic Battles. Super fun game, if anyone knows.
Very fun.
It is a lot of fun, and the models are very different, so it's nice for a little palette cleanser. You know,
100%.
paint something up a little bit differently.
Fun game. We played it a bunch of times. It's good.
Oh, we talked about that, Zach, right? At the beginning of the year when you were like, oh, what are you painting? And I was like,
Yes.
oh, I don't want to make you feel bad, man, but it's not Middle Earth stuff. I'm trying some different things. It all counts, as long
It's-
as the models are being painted.
As long as your pile
Agree.
of shame is getting worked away at. That's all it's for. Is just keeping each other accountable to do some sort of hobbying.
I think of
Which-
it, you guys told me you started this podcast because, like, it was just your hobbying session, right? You just chatting while you painted, and then you had this goal that you wanted people in the USPGL to paint models, and that's what you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Practice
just
what you
our
preach.
It was just our hobby session nights, and then Will said we should start recording, and then Zach got a promotion and is never available on time anymore, and we were just winging it now. It was going to be so easy every Wednesday night, and now it's just we just plan our whole life around Zach's wild schedule. Thanks, CP Rail, jerks.
Whoa. Yes. Yeah, especially today. We had this planned out long in advance. It was like I got a day off, like I had 2 days off, and then I went to work, I guess Thursday night, so my 2 days off were thrown out the window, and I got back just in time to record this. Pretty much. So, thank you. Thank you, companies that pay the bills.
At least you're here. At least you're here.
Yeah.
Hey, and you got the new house right since last time we did the episode together.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, congrats. man.
Homeowner.
Yes. Fun. More stuff to deal with. But no, it is
Yeah,
that is true, because last time we were still waiting on it.
Yeah, yeah. You were at your parents or something, right?
Yes. Yes, with the amazing
yeah,
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm pretty
much
sure
better.
there's a lot of issues
No.
there. But
Okay, so David
now
doesn't get a shame point. I don't get a shame
Dave-
point. Zach doesn't
I
get
don't
a shame
get a shame point for this week.
for this
And
week.
this
We're not
is-
done talking about you yet.
Hmm.
This is where we come into last week. I guess it also goes with the whole work thing. So we recorded last Sunday because we apparently always record on Sundays last minute now. That's just what seems to work. And I was supposed to be back in time.
Let's hear it.
And then my train fell back like 6 hours and I missed it. And I wasn't home in time. And I had painted a model. These guys recorded. I had not posted, which, hand up, yes, I did not post. But I'd actually even painted early in the week. It wasn't even a last minute effort like I normally do. So I am going to pitch it towards the Patreons to
No.
see what they're going to vote on. If I take a full on shame point, if I take an asterisk, or if they like me enough to say, you know what, you did post as soon as you got home, even though it was only like 2 hours after they recorded, we're going to give you a break. I
You-
imagine this is not going to go well for me, but
You've picked a shaky jury, buddy.
I'm going to be honest. I did do it, but I will follow on that sword if I must.
I would like to propose this to the patrons. Apparently, we're doing this. I trust you guys, but he's going to get a shame point either way. If I had painted and didn't post before the recording, would all of you say that I'm going to get a shame point? I'm going to just go on a limb and say, yeah. Everyone would say, yeah, Andrew gets
I
his
would
first
vote,
shame
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Percent. Okay. Just so we're all on the same page.
But then I pose a question to you. Are you the shame point commissioner?
Well, no, but I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
part of the
see-
podcast, and Will and I can outvote you on this.
As the shame point commissioner, when it comes to shame points, my vote holds 10 votes.
No, it doesn't. Well,
Do you-
so
do
we
you
need
remember
8.
that,
We need 8 more votes.
That interview of that like African political figure where he's like, corruption is bad, except for if I'm part of the corruption, and then corruption is good. That's me. If I'm part of the corruption, it's good.
We
And
should
now
open
neither
this
of
up
you guys have
to.
any idea what this is.
We should open this up to everyone, patrons and YouTube commenters.
Any commenters, yes. See what every comment says.
Does Zach deserve a shame point?
That's
He
great
posted
comment
late.
baiting right there.
I'm sure this is going to get really good.
So Will's on 10. This is a double whammy. 2 weeks in a row. Will got a shame point, and then Zach inevitably
I'm sitting
will
on
get
9 with a question mark. I'll even add the question mark.
Don't add a question mark. You're just going to have to turn it into a 1.
Question mark
No.
is now added to mine.
This is
until we
so
find
wrong.
the. But also, I am going to propose asterisks if the keen-eyed listeners vote on asterisks. I will say that if you obtain 2 asterisks, it equals 1 shame point.
I'm fine with that.
So
that
you
I'm
get,
fine
like,
with.
quite
He's gone. He's out of here.
still leading into another shame point.
I don't know what that's going to look like in the
yeah.
recording, but for us, you just froze. No idea what you said, but yeah, I agree. 2 asterisks shame point. That's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
We should formalize it because I just have this arbitrary value sitting on my record for months now.
So you have 0.5 of a shame point right now.
No, I have an asterisk. Okay, so last week Will got his 10th shame point. So Zach and I and the patrons are going to pick a list for him to play at his next event. You can it's only paid members can do that because or else it'd just be all over the place. Yeah, we gotta give you something, and we don't want to hide content, so we're giving you something fun like that. And then also Zach did not get his 10th shame point. He'll get it. We can pick a terrible list for him to play, including double Mumak, but you might like that too much. The problem with this game is that every list is kind of fun.
I would hate double Mumak.
Yeah, that's off. Something like, that terrible Hobbit list where every model was a hero and just make your life miserable.
No, once again, it wouldn't make my life miserable. It would just make my opponent's life miserable.
Yeah, that's the problem with that.
Mm.
That's been our longest intro, surely, at 23 minutes or 20 minutes. David, you just had a Babby. How's Babby? How's Mum doing?
Yep, he's doing good. She's doing good. We're all doing good. It's good.
Excellent.
See,
That's good to hear.
Yeah, as Will said when we talked before I had the baby, but yeah, it's been a good transition. Got time for hobbying and stuff now, so it's good.
Nice, and you're back. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
I would like to just point out, because Will's going to be losing his mind here, in the show notes, Will has labeled these 2 sections as shame points check-in, signifying that it would be, a quick check-in, and then quick quiz and question. Quick quiz question, QQQ.
We haven't even got to that.
And, we're not even on quiz yet. Oh, man. He's not coming back. David, it's just you. You're just here forever now. Should we go to quiz? Let's go to the quiz question, everyone. This is long. This is bad. This is pretty egregious.
This is great. This is why people are here. This is what they're here for. They're not here for just MESBG takes.
If you like the party, if you like Zach's party episode, you'll love this episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That episode did not get a lot of love. So.
That was a good video, guys. Go watch that one. We talked about Zach's party. It was awesome. Zach's girlfriend did a great job doing a Lord of the Rings party. Zach's frozen. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, it is cool. That was a cool party.
It was really cool. Go watch that. It's good content. Okay, let's move on. Quiz question. This week's quiz question. Now, David, before we even get into this, we have to ask a meta question with the quiz section because you had initially named it "Are You Smart? Are You Zach?" And Will's been refusing to call it that because he loves his friend. So, do you have a new name to call this section? Because we just called it quiz section, and I feel like it needs something. It needs a funny name.
Can't put me on the spotlight. We'll be here another 20 minutes.
That's true. We will be.
Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it.
I would love to put a pin in that. Okay, why don't we'll do the question and then
we are going to talk about SPG stuff, right? We're going to get to it.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about lots of SPG stuff. It's going to be a long episode.
We'd put the beginning and skip to like 30 minutes in.
I'll have to do chapters for this one. Yeah.
If you want actual content,
if you want to hear about international SPG, skip to here.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the quiz really quick then. The quick quiz question. What does Éomer name Aragorn when they meet, or when they first meet, when he hears how far the three hunters traveled in the pursuit of Merry and Pippin? Are those the... What? Why would you do that when I'm asking the quiz question?
They just got delivered to me.
Fresh, I see.
Fresh homemade cookies.
Everyone say hi to Lily.
She's gone again.
Oh, well. In the comments, say hi, Lily. Lily bakes cookies. They're really good. I had like 8 one time, and I felt sick because I ate too many cookies.
He did.
They're good.
The guy just kept eating them.
Dude, anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let's not get into that. It was like 8 p.m. We hadn't had dinner yet. I was dying. Let me re-ask this quiz question in this not quick quiz question section. What does Éomer name Aragorn when they meet, when he hears how far they traveled, they being three hunters, traveled in the pursuit of Merry and Pippin? Zach, did you have an answer to this quiz question?
I did not. As there was another person in the comments, they said Strider, even though they know it was wrong, and I would just concur with that. I mean, there's a reason why they did call him Strider as well. But I knew that was not correct.
It's not correct. That's not the name he called him. There's someone on Spotify said Long Strider in that same vein, which is kind of funny.
Maybe that's the one I was thinking of.
Good joke. David, do you know the answer?
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
What is your answer?
Is it Wingfoot?
Wingfoot is correct. Correct. It is Wingfoot. He names him Wingfoot. That's correct. For all of you who guessed Wingfoot, I know who did it. Jamie McDonald and Griff Glowin 5555. Good job. And for the 2 or 3 other ones, including Longstrider that attempted, thank you for attempting. Good job.
There's a lot of close ones. Like
a lot of close
Alex
ones.
Nolan had Windfoot, and Patrick Conklin had Swiftfoot. So like when you're reading them, you're like, oh man, these all sound really good. And
but
one of them's
people
right.
Were close.
If you got it right, you won a chance to go buy yourself a Molson Canadian sponsor.
David's got to get his money back somehow.
Their beers are available. Yeah.
I also would like to just carry on this quiz section. I think I had one of my favorite responses to a quiz question so far by Robbie Carroll, saying the name was Bloody Dodgy Dingo.
Dude, that's not even English. I don't even know what that is.
That's just prisoner English.
Bloody Dongy Dingo. I don't know, mate.
No, that was good.
Australia and even the UK, like you go over there and hear you guys talk, and it's like, what are you guys on? What are you saying? Like, we don't. Well,
you guys haven't had an Australian. You've not had an Aussie like guest yet, have you?
We had. We had Alex. Colsante.
Oh, you did. You did, yeah.
Mountain Goat Gaming.
Yep.
Yeah. We had him on, which was great. My point was that when you listen to Aussies talk or to Brits, they get on this like weird slang and they're just like going hard. Same with like Irish people and just like it's not even English in here. It's just like saying sounds. And I was going to say that Americans and Canadians don't really have that, but we do. We definitely do have that.
Oh,
Americans have
yeah.
that. Well, Americans have a bunch of different accents that some of them just make me mad just hearing them talk. I'm like, you can't pronounce your A's like O's and stuff like that. It's just like, what are you doing? And then Canadians, like, you got a Canadian accent, Zach, but there's people worse
How
than
about
you.
that,
They're
eh?
just like,
You want to
Love
go drop the gloves?
can't even riff with me. Anyway, I like talking about cultures and stuff and language but yeah, I feel like you guys are way less understandable to us than we are to you. We speak like in proper, clear English, right? And you guys are like talk like your mouth's full or something like that, you know?
If you haven't talked to people from Toronto, then recently, have you?
Well, I don't count. That's not even Canada. That's just Toronto. Make it its own country. Okay. Now that I've just offended all of our non-North American listeners, let's move on. We've talked about our hobby life. I think already we've talked about what we've been hobbying on. So, Will, I don't know why you put that in the show notes, but good job. I feel like he's got a lot of questions here because he thought we weren't going to have a lot to talk about, and we've just been only rambling for half an hour. But I'm going to follow his instructions, okay? David, what is your favorite army at the moment? What are you looking forward to playing? What have you been enjoying playing?
I like anything with a Gondor keyword in it. So,
Strong keyword.
I'm looking forward to trying some Minas Tirithis. Like the synergy you can get out there. You got Denethor, you got the Palantir, you got Faramir, the Knights, Boromir stops Denethor going crazy. Doesn't have to be general. Hurin, Citadel Guard, +1 to win. You got all that stuff. Good fun to play with.
Yeah, that
And
list does seem like fun.
Denethor feels really good this edition compared to last.
Yeah, having 2 points to might, it's quite.
Yeah,
it's a cool list.
and
I came up against that list and just like seeing it all on the table, it's like, man, this looks like so cool.
and I believe it's the only way to bring Fountain Guard in any list.
You can do it in Realms of Men.
Oh,
Besides
yes.
that, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It does make sense. It's a shame because they're such cool models. They're really, really cool. Bummer that they can't take a shield, but I guess it's whatever. I feel like I don't know. Anyway, let's not get into that. We don't even more to talk about. We've talked about Molson Canadian here. We don't need to bring that back up. But
We all know he loves it. Who doesn't? Can't get enough. Best beer
Ontario
you could ever
has
drink.
no.
Free T-shirts and beer cases. You know, it's awesome.
You got Canadian hosers to buy their beer. You give them free clothes because they're homeless. They're only buying beer. You do not have a Canadian shirt on underneath that, do you?
No, actually, I don't. I don't.
Okay. I was right.
It would have been really awesome if I did.
I mean, probably like 80% of the time you have a Molson Canadian T-shirt on.
Yes, just not today.
If you had it on, the 4 people still watching by this point would have gone wild.
What?
That would have been for the shorts. You ruined it. You ruined it. Fun fact: Ontario has like the most craft breweries per some obscene metric, like per population, than like anywhere else in the world or something like that. We have so many craft breweries here.
Believe it. I went to like 3 when I was over there.
There's a lot. There's a ton. And people still choose to drink Canadian over here when there's so many better options. I'm just going to shout out beer now because we're talking about beer. The Bose Brewery, Bose Lug Tread, has to be one of the best lagers ever made, I think. I've had one other one that competes with it. I forget the name now, but it's a very small brewery. But Bose Lug Tread, they've got IPAs as well. Go check out the Bose Brewery.
You're not IPA man, yeah.
I like IPAs. I like getting like punched in the face. I feel like I'm getting punched in the face every time I take a sip.
Like a strong IPA.
Yeah, on occasion.
Do you mean like hoppy, like the hoppy, like?
Yeah. We have one here called from Amsterdam Brewery, which is in Toronto. They've got oh no, I just forgot it. It's in a brown can. tastes like dirt. But hold on, I gotta look it up. Zach,
delicious.
fill space.
I'm sold.
Bone
Well,
Shaker, the Bone Shaker, and it's like a double unfiltered IPA. It is very strong. Not for everyone, not for most people, I would say. It's you pour it out and it's like dark like a Guinness, but it's an IPA.
Can't remember the name of the app, but have you heard of the It's like Pokemon Go for beers, and you can like. Have you heard of this? Like you basically
no.
like you
That
you
sounds
get
awesome.
Yeah, you drink different beers and then you like take pictures and then you rate them and then you get badges based on what different beers you've drunk and it will like then you'll be like it will categorize them. It's like, oh, this man likes IPAs, so here's an IPA badge. And I'll find a name.
That's
I used to do it
amazing.
with some friends. Yeah, I used to do it with some friends and we were like my friend Stefan, shout out, he'll never listen to this, but he still does it and he was super into it and he's like, oh man, I've logged like over 2,000 beers now and
And you just keep logging the same beer over and over again. Be
you
like
can,
the
yeah.
number one fan of that beer.
Yeah.
That's a
Maybe
good
that's
app
how I'll get them
idea.
to notice me.
Yeah.
This man has had doctors are concerned at the amount of Molson he has had.
Let's keep moving on here.
I don't even know where we were.
No, me neither. David, have you? I don't know. Even if we talk. Oh, I said the show notes have. Do you like Molson Canadian? And I said we don't have to talk about that, and we rambled for that for 5 minutes. Here's a good question. This is okay, guys. We're gonna start talking about SBG now. David, have you ever been? I know the answer to this, but have you ever been to an international tournament? And can you tell us about that?
I have. I've been privileged, I guess, or wasted money, according to my dad, to go to quite a few. I've been out to Canada. We came to Hothead when I was over. I've been to Nova in America. I've been to a couple in Sweden, and I've been all over the UK, Scotland, Wales, England, Northern Ireland. And yeah, I've also been privileged enough to represent Team England and go out to Spain, Belgium, and Poland, play there.
Very nice.
Mm.
And what was your? Okay, I got 2 questions here. What was your favorite place internationally, and what's been your favorite place to travel to within the UK?
Oh, good question. I did love my trip. I know I'm biased, I'm on your podcast, but the trip to Canada was pretty cool because I saw Niagara Falls, went around some breweries in Toronto. Adam, do you remember his last name? Adam, he used to be in your league.
Yeah.
Which one?
He had a
Blackfire.
YouTube channel. Yeah,
Blackfire Productions, Adam.
yeah. Blackfire Productions, Adam. He put me up in his house and we made maple syrup, which I still think is like the coolest thing I've ever done. We just went out into the woods and the trees were tapped and we collected the
Tap the
bucket.
trees.
That was pretty cool. So I'm
That's a
probably
very
going to
Canadian experience.
Canada.
Yeah.
Right? How you can't get a more Canadian experience, and it snowed. There was snow everywhere. That was a great place to visit. Plus
That's like a
Canada,
classic Canadian child experience. Is like school trips would go to maple tree farms and you would do it, and then you would roll it in the snow or whatever, and try to eat it in like multiple different ways.
Pour it on, just pour it all over everything. You've been to those Quebec places where you just like, you used to have like a Sunday dinner and then they just give you a bottle of maple syrup and you just douse it.
Delicious.
Yeah, I did love that. That maple syrup tasted so much better because I'd made it,
It was real from a tree.
Yeah.
Not
yeah, true. Not corn syrup, yeah.
Yeah. If people say like, oh, maple syrup pancakes, but then they're having like table syrup or corn syrup or like whatever, and it's like, no,
Not
like
even.
honestly, the last time I had like gross like table syrup where like the ingredients list is like, this big instead of just maple syrup. It's not even, it just tastes like cheap candy. It's like, no, this is not what I want to be putting on my pancakes, powdered fake pancakes. I do have a jug of maple syrup. Well, there's like one in the fridge and then there's like one in the storage in the pantry. And sometimes just like take a little swig, you know, I'm feeling a little sweet.
So Canadian. Did you do that, Zach?
Dip your finger in it a little bit. Now, give it a good look.
I'm not having maple syrup from your house when we come visit.
You'll forget about it when that time comes.
When it hits your lips, oh, so tasty.
Well, when you guys come over to Articon, I expect a bottle then. So
can do.
Allegedly in 2 years.
Articon 28. 1 bottle of Canadian pure maple syrup in return for accommodation.
Wow.
But I'll
That's a good deal.
Thank you. Come, everyone. Come out to Articon. David's inviting everyone to stay at his house.
1 bottle. No. I've massively undersold our house. Oh, dear.
1 bottle of maple syrup entry fee. Get the good stuff, too. Get the dark maple syrup.
But yes, I loved my trip to Canada and the tournament. So that I would say would be the best experience internationally.
And what about domestically? What's been your favorite place to travel to in the UK?
To be honest, when you go to a War Games tournament in the UK, they're normally in some industrial estate in a grim part of town. None of them are particularly good to go to. I really can't think of anywhere that's been particularly nice.
That's too bad.
Like, you know, they're perfectly fine and they do the job. It's, you know, it's a gaming shop in a mid place. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
That's a shame.
I guess Warhammer World, right? Because that is pretty cool. I was there last weekend and it's just cool, isn't it?
So frustrating. You can just say like, oh, I just popped into Warhammer World last weekend. And I'm like, have to make a pilgrimage there. I've gone twice, loved it both times. Go to the museum, well worth it. Even if your partner's not into Warhammer, it's just, you have to appreciate the amazing amount of like artistic talent that's in that little museum. I had a question. It's gone. It's gone.
Classic.
Man, he's going to jump on in a second and be like, what are you idiots doing?
Okay, I'm going to delay the birth of my baby just to try and save this for a little bit. We can't even get through 1 episode.
We've killed the podcast. It's gone 1 episode.
It's over now. It's over. Make sure this becomes the most watched episode, okay?
It's just 3 friends chatting like idiots.
Hey, he hated the Warhorn episode. The Warhorn episode popped. Andrew and I were like, this is a good discussion. He's like, Warhorns are stupid.
Don't talk about Warhorns. Shut down that video.
Outrageous. But I'm going to go watch it again in protest.
Nice.
Perfect.
I'm going to run it on repeat.
Just keep it going.
I still don't remember my question.
Well, no. I got one.
Hold on. I remember just because it's about traveling, and then I'll go to you, Zach. I'm sad to hear that you haven't enjoyed. Not that you haven't enjoyed, but like the locations are like kind of crappy that you've been to domestically. Because one thing I like about going to tournaments is that you get to travel to this place you probably may not have been to before. Oftentimes, like some are just 30 minutes away. But we went to the other weekend. Jacob Wicks and I went to Aylmer, which I've never been. It's like in the middle of nowhere. I have no reason to ever go there. Right? It's not. You don't get there going through anything. It's just, and just like driving out there and chatting and knowing you're going to play some games. It's like, that was fun. We went to a Legion, had some beers while we were playing, seen the local people. It's always interesting.
Do they have a brewery there? Is that Elmer, like the brewery?
They might do. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is it not where Evan lived? Like he lived near there.
In Elmer? Did he live in Elmer?
And then there was like a gorge. She went to Elmer Gorge.
Allura.
I don't know.
The Allura.
Allura.
I think that's
definitely a brewery there.
I think it's like out that way in Ontario.
Yeah, a name just rings a bell, but
Allura's more north of that. But yeah, it's northwest. If I'm wrong, that's gonna be so bad. I'm like 90% sure.
We will Google it in the background.
Definitely not northwest.
It was north of Elmer.
It's north. Okay, it is north.
This is all northwest in South Ontario, the only part of Ontario that matters, not northwest Ontario.
Yeah, just southern Ontario too. Like,
yeah, honestly should be its own province. And anyway, we're getting way off topic. Let's keep moving along here.
Wow, yeah.
Our favorite
Anyway,
international event. Yeah, so I'm just going to say our favorite international event, Zach, I think I'll speak for you because you've only been to one, is Arcticon. Lots of fun.
You've been to more than one
I've been to Arcticon
international
twice.
event? Yeah,
I've been to Arcticon
it's the same
twice.
tournament. You
Different
phrase
years.
that like you've been to various different tournaments. You just went to the same one twice.
Yeah. Okay, go on. What were you going to say?
What was David, your favorite tournament? Because, obviously Canada was your favorite. Besides Canada, what was your favorite international event? And what was different about that tournament than ones in the UK or the one that you went to in Canada?
I quite liked the Nations Cup last year in Poland. Poland has very cheap beer. It's cool. It's good to like, and cheap vodka. The event was in a hotel, which is quite nice. While the Nations Cup was going on in one part of the hotel, they had like a Polish event running next door. So there was like not just 200 of us playing our event, but there was like another 100 people there. So it's pretty cool. Sort of like big of an Arcticon scale. And then what topped it off was that Team England, we won. So that was pretty cool. And we went and jumped in the pool naked and just made a menace of ourselves in the hotel that night. So it was good.
Fair
Good
enough.
memory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I'll throw that one in.
What is it about international events that makes them so great, so much greater than local or national events?
Isn't it cool, like Arcticon, to not even play them, but meet them from people around the world, right?
Yeah.
That's why I loved Arcticon. I think it's his 10th year this year, right? Doing it, which is cool.
Yes, this is their 10th, yeah.
I didn't go last year because of the kid, obviously, but I've been every other year, and I went because I'd chat to like you guys, I'd chat to like people from Australia, people from all different parts of Poland, like Europe, Poland, like Austria, Germany, Spain. It was just really cool. I think that was the coolest part about an international event, right? Like, it's in the name,
Yeah.
connecting
Yeah.
our communities.
I thought that was like the coolest thing because like when we went, obviously we met you before, and then we met up pre-tournament once again, and then we hung out throughout the course of the event. But we hung out with the Aussies a bunch. I played a game against an Italian guy, and which was just like crazy because you're playing a game with someone who doesn't speak the same language as you, but you understand. You speak enough that you were able to get through it. And it was just like, wow, this is really cool. We both know what's going on, but we're not normally would be communicating like this.
It's pretty cool.
Not do you think we sort of know the answer? It's sort of begging the question, but what do you have to say about different countries or different areas having different metas and then having those clash? Do you think there's a large difference in meta right now, like at the last Nations Cup? Clearly, there kind of wasn't because there was three men
Yeah,
of the
like,
West. Or
obviously,
whatever.
yeah, like if the team list format, you couldn't have multiple men of the West, but yeah, every country was basically going to take one. And yeah, I think that shows that there are armies everyone knows are at the top. Like the year I went, there was lots of Depths of Moria because that was at the top, as you know, Andrew.
Yeah.
Favorite army?
No.
Can't get
I
enough.
can't
of them.
say. I was going to say something I can't say yet, but yeah, not my favorite. It is cool.
Yeah, so there's definitely, I think there's international metas that develop locally, as in what people might use to beat the top lists, or maybe for how they run tournaments might be slightly different. Tight timescales and play styles are different, but overall they'll always be the best lists and they'll be the same, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. What country? This is going to be controversial. What country do you think has the best players?
Well, it's clearly either England or Poland based on historical record.
Leaving out Australia completely, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got some good players, but they suffer from two factors there. I think their player base isn't as large. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and get all the angry Australian commentators in the comments, but you love that. Isn't their population like 20 million or something?
No
Couldn't
idea.
even tell you.
Maybe even less. And then you got UK and Poland where you've got like 70 plus million. It's a bigger population base of players, and also we're not so far spread out in our country that it makes it easier for us to meet up. Therefore, our population of players becomes even bigger. And they're isolated. They're in the arse end of fucking nowhere down
Yeah.
the bottom of the world. It's hard for them to meet up with us and show us how good they are. And they have when they've come over, but I think Poland and England remain the best countries for SBG players.
Nice. Let us know, international viewers. Let us know your thoughts below on that.
Yeah, tell me how wrong I am.
I think, not I think, I'm not thinking anything. When Alex was on, Alex Cosante from Mountain Goat Gaming, he was saying that they don't really have a league and that they just kind of meet up, what do you say, like 5 or 6 times a year to play events?
Yeah, like maybe once a month. I think they said they like tried to have something once a month if they could.
Yeah, and then like a bigger thing, like once a quarter or something like that.
Yeah,
Before you
where
watch
they'll
the
have like
episode, something like
more
that.
people travel from like their area because
Yeah.
like here, it's a big country. You guys live in such a tiny place and your rail system's so in depth. It's
Robust.
like hop in the tube and you're the next place in 10 minutes. Here,
Yeah, we don't have that.
it takes forever to get anywhere. I'm sure Australia is the exact same. Nothing's attainable.
You got to drive everywhere here, and there are like a lot of cities like right in a row, really close, that have places that can host tournaments, which is nice. So like I'm like an hour and a half in either direction of me, because if you don't know about the Toronto area, oh, David's leaving.
He's like, I've had enough of these guys.
I'm tired of talking about Canada and your dumb geography. We live on Lake Ontario. You can look that up. Or well, I say we. Everyone who's reasonably within Canada. Everyone else outside of that is insane, like Zach and Will. We live along a lake, so we just go east
I
and
live
west.
on a lake.
You don't know. And yeah, but no. And then there's tons of towns along the lake. And then, west is Toronto, and then west is Hamilton, east is Toronto. And there's tons of towns in between. And within an hour and a half of either direction of like where I live, there's tons of places. Like that's where most of our tournaments happen. And then Will's place is like 2 hours away, right? And that's like pretty well as far as we go until you get to like Ottawa, Quebec, which is like 4.5, 5 hours, 5.5, depending on traffic, 6. What was my point? Who knows?
No idea.
Not a clue. I just wanted to talk about Canadian geography. What country do you think has the best community?
How are we defining what's the best community?
You get
number
to
of
choose
players?
how you define it.
I get to choose. Well, I can't really answer other than my own community because it's the only one I've really been involved in. And I think it's great that we have Facebook pages and Discords, and we meet up for tournaments, and there's a website, and we're all connected. It's great.
And it's massive. Like you have
massive,
so many people.
Yeah, like you had Richard on last time, right? And I've not even met Richard, and I think we may have been to some tournaments similarly and stuff, but just not even crossed paths that big.
Yeah.
Plus, I guess if you guys go to a tournament, you're like, I know him and them.
The core group of people that show up consistently. Yeah, and I mean, you go to like 3 tournaments and you know everybody in the league basically at that point.
Our league is like a lot more like a club, right? Where there's obviously new people coming in and they're obviously super welcome, and we like having new people. It's our main goal.
We want more people coming too, putting that out there.
Yeah, 100%. Will and I are on the admin team for our league, and our main goal was to grow the league, to get more players, to make it bigger. But it still has kind of a club vibe where there's a lot of older players who have been around like even longer than me, and Zach and Will. And then there's been some newer people joining in who have like just picked it up in the last edition or 2 editions ago. And then super new players who are like just learning. But there's always like a core group of like, okay, who's going. I probably know, probably half, at least half, that I'm comfortable going up and having lunch with and talking to, and that's me rambling.
No, I mean that's how the GBHL used to be. It used to be like, even before my time, there was like tournaments would only get like 20 people, and they'd pretty much be the same people, and they'd all know each other.
We're lucky to get 20 people.
Yeah, and now we've just grown to this part where there's so many people in the GBHL, but I don't know who they all are anymore. But yeah,
Yeah, how can you?
yeah.
My point
And
was, sorry, go ahead, Davey, go ahead.
No, I said we become the opposite problem if we start to become so large that you lose maybe that community feeling of people knowing everyone. So maybe our community isn't the best based on that, because we're so large now. And I know that there's people like have their own feelings that, oh man, we live in the north of the UK, we're not represented too well. Or people in London, like they just live in their own little London bubble, like people in Toronto, right? They're their own country.
Toronto people.
I know you have to say.
Torontonians.
Torontonians.
We're learning today. Torontonians is the word for people from Trapant. Yeah, I'm rambling now. There we go.
No, I agree actually, because that's part of our league is sort of at that point where we're like just grasping on to that like culture, right? And it's like there's so many people, new people joining, and they all like have their own like needs and wants for like the league growth. And it's like, how do we sort of keep all this contained while making sure that the way that the league's been running for the past, I don't know, of years, 12, 13, 14 years, how do we keep that feeling? Because that's what's worked. And, it's important to keep growing, and obviously change has to come with that, but we don't want to throw everything out the window and then watch it fall apart. Because part of the OSBGL is that it started off as like friends or meeting new friends coming together to play SBG. And that's sort of the core to me of it. Every event should be people who want to become friends, have friends, and play SBG games. And it's not just people show up and bring a super competitive list and like, okay, you're friendly during the game, but no one goes out to dinner after, and no one has a beer during their game. They're like super focused. Like, just, it's got to be community first. It's a community.
Let me ask you guys a question then.
Please.
Do you think it's the right model to follow the GBHL's way of doing things? So I see it a lot. I think you guys do it in other leagues. You have like a league for your scene, and you have hundreds and 90s and 80s, and is that the right way to do it to grow your league, or is?
I think largely it's a really robust system and it works. For the players who show up, right, to like, let's say 10 events a year at least, having events that they know in a few months in advance, that, okay, this is 100. This is going to be competitive. I'm going to, make plans to take, Friday off work to travel there or whatever, or, shift family stuff to go to that. And, this is a 90. Okay, I'll try and make out to that, or it's an 80. I'll pass this time. Instead of it just being an event, maybe a ton of new people show up and it's not very competitive. And you go, and as a competitive player, you don't feel fulfilled after. You're like, I didn't really enjoy that. And then maybe you don't keep coming. Right. And then, but for new players, showing up to 80s is fun, because even like I went to an 80 a couple weekends ago, and it was all new players at the University of Waterloo. I didn't play anyone I had played before. Yeah, it was just largely students from the university. And like, I did obviously play competitively, but I didn't, I was helping my opponents throughout the entire game. If they're doing something silly, it's like, let me explain this. You don't want to do that. Try think about this instead, So I think that the hundreds, 90s, 80s is a good way to do it, but we are talking pretty heavily, and Zach with you, Will and I talk about like, how can we make events more new player friendly, and like what types of events, and doing like silly stuff. Like I've run like 50-point tournaments, right? Or like an escalation tournament. Like what can we do to like make these 80-point events accessible for new players? But then also we've been working on having more 100-point events for competitive players,
The
or for
competitive
people who
side.
want to dip their toe, being like, I'm kind of new, but I want to go and get trashed 4 games in a row, and I'll probably learn a lot, right? So yeah, we definitely copy the GBHL a lot, just because there's so much evidence that it works and growing the league.
And it sounds like you guys are seeing the growth now, so that's good.
A little bit, yeah. There was a huge drop off during COVID. I hadn't gone to an event in a couple of years. I had some other personal stuff going on too. I couldn't really make it out, but we're back. We're back in it now. We jumped in 2 feet. What's the saying? Damn, Zach, it's your job to mess up sayings, not mine.
It's the way of the road, Bubs. Way of the road.
Okay, way of the road. There's a bunch of other questions here, but I think we gotta keep her moving.
I actually
We'll
we
stop
have
listening an hour ago.
we have a Patreon question for
Oh,
Good, yeah, good segue.
David from local player, Polish heritage. So he'll probably really appreciate your comment about them being one of the best.
I knew what I was doing.
Jan,
Jan.
I'm not even gonna try.
I was gonna say, don't even.
Cisnapaniac. It's
So,
probably nailed it.
Yeah, sorry.
So he had. What is his take on designing FAQ? Who should decide on it? I know the GBHL asks some FAQ questions as a poll in Facebook group to determine the ruling. Do you have there's like a whole bunch of questions here. So do you want to start with that?
Okay, we'll start
Because
with one.
you were a part of the FAQ portion in the GBHL, correct? Organizing
so
it?
we have a legacy FAQ. Because when it came out and GW said, here it is, we're not doing anything with it. And we knew there would be lots of questions.
And there are.
It was
we
a
knew people would
crazy
start
thing to do,
asking.
to say, here's
Yeah.
something, and we're never going to touch this again, when half the stuff was just needed questions answered.
Yeah. I know, we won't go down a rabbit hole on GW's legacy, because they've done it in other game systems. Anyway, but we're like, okay, well, we're a body of a large league, the largest league, I guess, in the world, and we have lots of players. Why don't we just have an FAQ that RTOs can use? And we're quite pro TOs having their own choice. Actually, the legacy document is an opt-out, so you can actually not use it as a GBHL TO. And we set it up, we're like, right, we're not going to rewrite the army lists to begin with, because we're not going to play Hand of God. But we did think if we maintain that and we let the people submit the questions to us and vote on the answers, then at the end of the day, it's got the backing of being submitted by and basically voted on the community, rather than just being sort of an elitist shadow organization writing whatever we want. So yeah, I do write that. And some of those answers I write in, I'm like, I wish I didn't write this answer because I don't like it. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? It doesn't massively matter what the answer is, as long as we're all playing the same way. And I know some people got, especially some international people, got quite mad about it when we did it. As like we gave a rule in that the Great Beast can't lead a warband, and some people threw their toys at the pram. I'm like, come on, man, just like you don't even play in a GBHL show. Why do you care so much?
Yeah.
No one's gonna make you use this, and if you do, like, who cares? Because it's what people want. They voted for it. Like you. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that answers his first question, right? Why we should be the ones doing it. Yeah.
And it actually leads in perfectly to the next question, because you said that you wrote some of them that you don't exactly agree with. So his next question is, are you in more favor of rules as intent or rules as written?
I definitely think I've transitioned as I've matured as a player from being very much get the book and hit someone over the head with it. And now probably the kid maybe changed me. No, I was mellowing before that, but like I want to play a game that sort of makes sense and doesn't have any like actually, moments in it. And you're like, okay, bro, chill out. Like, well done, you can read English well.
Yeah, that is the worst.
Yeah, so I guess I would rule more for the rules as intent, unless it's like something that's just like clear cut, and I'm like, if it says it in the plainest English that no one can argue, I'm like, well, we have, like I have to move my model 6 inches because it has a 6 inch move. I may think a troll should move further than 6 inches because it's really tall, but that's not gonna happen. I don't know, maybe a bad example.
So, but
I'm very pro rules intended as well. If there's a question and one of like even if it benefits my opponent, it's like this probably makes the most sense, at least thematically. So go ahead and do that. Let's not even argue. Don't get a TO. Just take the advantage because I'm fine playing with it because it's more fluffy that way. So just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pro that, even in competitive games. Again, unless it's like clear cut, like that's against the rules.
Yeah.
Can't do that. But
when you start like tearing apart each individual word in the sentence, looking at the
I can't be
order,
bothered.
everything, it's like, do you really think that was the idea behind that we had to dig this deep into the question? And then I
Yeah.
know sometimes it's like the phrasing does leave it somewhat vague when it's like, I think if we all just put our heads collectively together, it'd be like, yeah, obviously you're tearing it apart is vague, but like it's probably this, even though it doesn't exactly say that. Sometimes it's just like you said, just use your head.
Absolutely.
Question 3. Do
Wow,
you
it's a long
know?
one. It's
There are a
good
lot
because
of
you're the only
questions.
one who asked, so it doesn't matter, right?
He was the only one that had any
Thanks,
questions,
Jan.
so thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jan.
Jan. We
You've asked
appreciate
on
it.
behalf of everyone, so yeah.
Does he know if any MESBG communities plan to align some global ruling so it is the same across different leagues? Poland, for example, just recently changed all the rules to mostly align with Nations Cup ruling, so it helps Polish players to compete there when time comes.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Actually, there is an international FAQ. I'm told you can Google it, but I still don't think you can. Let's have a little live. Uh, Middle. This is great viewing. Strategy, battle game, international FAQ.
Nothing wrong with a little live Google action,
And nope, there's nothing coming up. So maybe I'll put the link in the comments for people about it.
Oh,
Um, but it was set up, I am told, by the people at the Nations Cup getting together at these tournaments, finding out people played the game differently in different countries. And they were like, we should have an FAQ that we can use here. So everyone knows they're playing on the same page. And yeah, I have heard, I didn't know about the Polish had taken up. That's cool, I guess. I'd heard the French and the Italians. And it's going to be in use at Ardacon, I believe. And I think with Libic, I was in talks about using it. So yeah, I think that's in the development, and I think it's, again, I've read it and I don't agree with all the answers, but at least I know if I'm playing it and it's there, at
Yeah,
least I know, yeah, I don't have to have that debate with my opponent in the game.
yeah. We should
that's always
definitely.
important too. You don't want to waste
Yeah,
your precious game time arguing over a ruling. Most of the time, if I ever get at that, I'm just like, whatever. I'll put my hands up. Let's just do it because I want to carry on. I
a
don't
lot of the
want to
time
be
it's in your
bothered.
best interest to just be like, go ahead, just
Hmm.
finish your turn so I can play and win the game. We should probably, look into that and get at least our admin group talking about that.
I'll send you the link. You guys have got a league, like they would probably give you like a seat on the table as well.
We do. Actually, Jan and I are actually in that group now. Jan's been
Nice.
is helping. I can't take on more stuff with the podcast and being an admin and that, so I'm in there. I guess I have the final say, but Jan, I'm just deferring to him. He speaks Polish, so like, great. You're an international member of our league. You can feel free to take care of all this. What's the
Okay,
next
then we
question?
got our league does not have an FAQ. Do you recommend this approach? What advantages that gives? What disadvantages? So I guess we kind of went over that of at least people go in knowing
Yeah,
you're not going to be
Yeah.
arguing. You know, might not always agree, so that's sort of been answered. I can think about the two. If FAQ is written designed properly, there are no about controversial rulings before the event. It gives some. Okay, so he's got our answers right here already. Everything is clear. Yeah, basically just agreeing on what we said. So yes, Jan, we agree with the rest of that comment. Then we got two more questions. Any comment on meta lists and especially recent GBHL Master where David Farmer won third time in a row with Battle of Fornost and Battle of Fornost third place. Is this new surprising meta against monster players Gwahir?
He didn't win. He won for his third time, I believe, but it wasn't 3 times in a row. Miles Sage won last year, so we'll correct the record there.
Okay.
But yeah, he did take Fornost. Farmer does like to use quite a few different lists. I didn't actually ask him why he took the list, particularly, sorry, Am, but I would say it is a good call to have Glorfindel and Enya if you know there's going to be Gwahirs and Aragons. Yeah, I would say he probably went for a medical on that. We had 3 armies at White Hand there, so yeah.
Fair enough. And as we all know, I'm a big believer in Battle of Fornos, and they are the Monster Slayers. They do a really good job.
Yeah, I've not actually
And
used them yet this edition. I need to
no,
crack them out.
oh,
No.
they're fun. It's just having like 2 heat-seeking missiles just go off and
You
kill things, and then hope everything else survives.
know, I don't like as a player, I don't like putting like big heroes as my reliance. And I think my reluctance is, oh man, I have to take 2 big heroes.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I think majority of the time, if they change it, like you had to choose one of them, then I think it would give the list a lot more flexibility because then you could probably add Kieran in at lower levels to try some of the other guys. I know personally, I'd probably still end up just bringing both of them anyways because
I
I
mean, you're probably
love
definitely
playing the big heroes.
definitely higher points anyway. You take them like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Then we got in follow up. Do we need to nerf Gwahir or Men of the West or White Hand further?
Gwahir, Men of the West, White Hand. Oh, and not even a mention of Legolas. Yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, I would make Gwahir probably around 200. Because, and I think you guys have talked about in your podcast before, right? Look at you compare him to at 150. Your boy Imrahil Zach at 160, and you're like, what? And then 190
It's
when
not
you
even
mount him,
close.
you're like, yeah, you're like,
Not even
uh,
comparable. I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah.
episode where we talked about that, like I never really put it in comparison before. And it was like they're in the same list. He's 10 points more on foot. Why would you ever take him in compared to Gwahir? It just there's no reason to.
Yeah, I mean, Imrahil should get a points decrease, but that's a
Yeah.
fairy wish, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, so Gwahir, yeah. I've seen lots of options floated around. Obviously, he's in lots of lists. He's also strong in Battle of 5 armies. Like I won a GBH 100 with him in that. I think your post you had Richard from Into the West used a Battle of 5 armies Gwahir well. And I've seen yeah, Alex and Tyler from like the Mountain Goats Gaming. They had like the Bjorn Gwahir Battle 5 armies
Yeah.
build. Yeah, I don't think I think him going up 50 points is one of the ones that have been floated around. Other people have said reduce him in attack. Others have said take away his heroic defense. And to be honest, I'm on that train now. I played a Gwahir last weekend. It took me 4 fucking turns to kill him with Boromir, Faramir, Madril, and like, oh man, oh well, is it over there? Can I be asked to get it? No. We're writing down. Basically, flew his Gwahir into my line. I was like, I'm just gonna surround you with so many tin cans, you're gonna die. And I rolled almost 70 strength 3 dice to wound him over 4 turns. Didn't do a single wound with a strength 3 dice. Um, and then I think I rolled close to 40 strength 4 dice. So these ones were straight 6s. And I did no wounds the first turn, second turn, 2 in the third turn, and finally 2 in the last turn. So I did 4 wounds with over 100 dice. And thank fuck my opponent failed their fate. Otherwise, I might have cried if I didn't kill that bird. But anyway, we've rambled around. We can't blame. We can blame dice. Will's not here, right?
Yeah, you can blame today.
Yeah. Let's do
That's
it. Let's
dice.
do it. Let's break all the codes. No. So yeah, points up, heroic defense down, attack down, summons. Yeah, I think he's just very good for what his points is. So I'd agree
Yeah.
on that one.
Even
He asked
200,
about
he's still so good.
yeah. He asked
You
about
still
Men of the
take him.
West as well. I always like 100, 200. You still take him as is. And you lose 5 guys. Fine.
It's easy.
Men of the West, so good. I agree. The one thing I don't like, personally, from like a thematic reason, and also what I think boosts up the table a bit, is that dominant 2 round heroes. I love the fact that they're fearless because when you read the fluff of the books, and they're marching on literally on the gates of evil itself.
Yeah.
And as you know, Lore Master, like some of the guys like turn back, and Aragon's like, "Don't worry about it. I respect it because it's scary. We're marching on Mordor, and we're not going to win." Fearless is yes, absolutely, and like if a Frodo from the movie once per game abilities normally don't have an impact. So that's cool. But dominant 2, you know,
Yeah, that's a weird one.
you've thrown in Guahir, Legolas, and Aragon, and your weakness should be it's a small army, not at the end of a game you're doubling your model counts on objectives. It's just yeah.
It's like, remember that weakness, just negated.
Yeah, take away that, put Guahir up 50 points, and we'll see. Army in the White Hand is still good, but I think it's dropped off a bit in the UK in popularity.
Yeah.
We've had changes to Grimmer now, so maybe they're enough to scare people off. You know, yeah.
Legolas needs a nerf as well for being. He is like, he's got to be the top model. That other than maybe Guahir, it's got to be Legolas.
Guahir,
right
Grim, and
next.
Legolas, yeah.
Legolas is like him and Gimli are supposed to go toe to toe, right? They're supposed to be equal, and you never see Gimli. And obviously, like Gimli's just a decent beatstick, and Legolas is this. He's fight 6. He can sort of hold his own, and he's the best shooting model in the game by a lot.
In fact, he can shoot you while you're in combat and just either like dismount you or kill you outright because he's ridiculously good for some reason. Like, I mean, obviously he's good and he should be good, but he's like on drugs.
Too good. He's too many points.
I
Too
love
many
the
rules.
mechanic. I love the mechanic that you can shoot into combat because that is what we see. You know, you did your episodes and like, does it represent what we see in the films? Hell yeah, it does.
Yes.
That's what we see.
Yeah.
But a 2-up shoot value and no penalty for moving and shooting, I think, may have been a bit like too far. You know.
Yeah.
So maybe put him a 3-up shoot value, and you know.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't need to be 2+.
No. Someone's
I
told me
guess they could give
before.
that
It was Dave Farmer, like Jan mentioned earlier. He said like, no one likes 2+ either side as an ability, right? Because the player who gets it, you're always going to roll 2+. So that's bad for your opponent. Except the time when you don't roll that 2+, and then it's bad for you because you're like, oh man, this was almost a guaranteed thing, but I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Just to feel bad both ways, I think.
I don't like 2+. I was talking to Jacob Wixon about this the other weekend, and we were doing some practice games, and I won't say what I was playing, but I had a model with the 2-up rule, and I rolled a 1 when I was like already not in a great position. I was like, okay, so I just lost a whole rule because I has to be a 2-up. Like, make it once per game, or you know, I don't even like once per game stuff really, but I see its place. But a 2-up thing, like no one likes 2-ups.
No. Yeah, there's so much pressure. Just that 1. Yeah, no one wants to see it. Yeah, and then he said Men of the West, Guahir, Army of the West. So yeah, I guess I would like to see them toned down. Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
thank
you for your questions there, Jan. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to quickly finish with that, since the last FAQ, I think we have seen list diversity increase a little bit. I mean, obviously, I know Men of the West been dominating, but I think we have seen diversity come up a little bit, which is good. Okay, we're going to move on to our main segment of the video.
My God.
We're going to move on to our main segment. We've done the quick intro now. Now we're going to move into the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Okay.
David, we're going to summarize this a little bit. Do you want to give us, you've been in the international scene a long time. Do you want to give us a quick rundown of what the international scene was like when you first were going to events and how that's kind of changed to now? I know we've kind of touched on that, but just a quick recap for people.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into the GBIT show in like 2015. And then 2016, I was out in the US. Yeah, I was in the US. Yeah. And I went to Nova and I was like, this is cool. And at the time, the GBIT show podcast channel, as you guys know, were big and they'd been out there. James Clark decided, hey, this Nova convention. Have you guys been to Nova?
I haven't been, no.
No. Okay. They were like, a bit like Hot Lead, right? But on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
They're like, this whole hotel vibe with a big gaming, I want to do that. So he set up Articon. And I think they had the first Articon in 2016. And yeah, it's grown from there. He's learned a lot from the early days and built on that. And that was, I guess, the first international event in which they specifically encouraged people to come from different countries. UK, obviously, we had a big scene to back it up so that the internationals knew there'd be lots of players there from the UK. And it's good transport links to the UK. So it was a good idea. And it was started connecting the Middle-earth international community. And that's just anyone can come, meet the international community, as you guys know, and have a cool time. At the same time, I think the year after, there was a guy, Dave Nolan, who decided to take the Warhammer 40,000 WTC World Team Championship format. If you guys are aware of that, like what they do in 40K, yeah. And he took that and he was like, I'm going to do it for Middle Earth. It's like, yeah, it's cool, man. Someone's got the ambition and drive to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
He called it European Team Championships first because it was just European countries going, and he did later rename it the WTC. Just add a bit of gloss onto it, but it is a good event as well because this was like Articon was, anyone can go, anyone can pay. This was like, oh, countries send a team, and you're in a team, and like team events are so fun, aren't they?
Team events are the best.
Yeah, so cool. I'm so sad it took so long for them to pick up in the GBHL, but now there are a good amount, and I just love going with friends. The drafting format, like it's good. And yeah, so he was like, let's do it internationally and let's have teams compete to see who's the best country. That's cool. So that started to go on, and yeah, and then from there, the WTC sort of dropped off a bit. We won't like throw shade on this podcast. They've put in a lot of effort setting that up, but unfortunately it dropped off a bit. And some guys who I would say were more relevant and linked into the international scene, predominantly like you might know of Will Champion and Ali King, a gentleman named Michael Bradford from Northern Ireland, well UK originally, but Northern Ireland. And they linked with the French guys and the Italian guys, and we got the Nations Cup going, which is pretty cool. And that's sort of taken over as a de facto World Cup, if you will, of Middle-earth International. Articon's still going strong. I see North America now has like, you got like Adepticon bringing in Canadians and people from all across America, sort of continental international. And yeah, I think it's really helped the international scene come together. That's the history of it, I would say.
That was a good history. I had to follow up.
Almost like I prepped for it, right?
Almost like you prepped for it.
You could see my eyes looking off into the what is it they use in TV? The teleprompt.
Yeah, the scrolling.
I had a good follow-up question. It's gone. Not as good at Will as this.
Man, you are in pieces tonight with a...
I know. Tonight it's only midday.
You know what?
That's
if
too
you
bad,
had
man.
a Canadian, you'd probably be on the ball.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't have a beer because I have a headache and I don't need to drink a beer and be more distracted. Plus, I'm driving later. I had a tea. I was representing our
I gotta
tea
go play
drinking
hockey
viewers.
later. It's fine.
Okay, if I was playing hockey, I'd have a beer too. Okay, but anyway, question's gone. I remembered my other question, by the way, so I'm only down one.
Okay.
It wasn't that
Right.
important. It was something about talking about events and probably how fun Articon was, something like that. You have prepared for us a little presentation, have you not?
I did ask AI to put a slide together for the background. Yep.
Nice. Do you wanna pull that up and
Do I just hit the share? Old man technology. Do I hit share button down here? Do I?
yeah, you hit the share button. You can share your screen. I
Okay.
believe the kids these days call it being an unk. I
Being
learned
an
that.
unk.
An unk, yeah,
What?
like an. I
Like
think it means like
a.
being like an uncle, which means you're old. I don't.
Okay.
I still don't really know. Jeremy and Ben from Ancient Enemies called me it. Meanwhile, I'm probably the most tech literate one in
Also,
one
probably
of the
true.
most in the league, I would say. But I've
You're
still
always
got
so humble.
I am definitely an unk, so I'll take that as a compliment.
an unk.
I would be a Gramps then if it came down to it.
That's
I
true.
think I surpass Unk.
Yeah, 100%.
Has this come up? Is this sharing? I'm being an unk here
I
because I
see
can't now see your
some gray
faces.
screen.
No, I see it proper.
You said probably Zach, your Wi-Fi is awful,
Yeah,
man.
it's probably on you. It's probably on your
I've
end.
had a circle going trying to reconnect for pretty much the entire recording.
Oh, brother.
I asked some friends to
I looked it
basically
up.
what I just
Does this
talked
help?
about. God.
Is this how it works?
This is the worst. This is the worst ever.
Yeah.
No, the Wi-Fi's a lot higher in the air.
Are you sure?
Why don't you open your window to let the Wi-Fi beams in?
The breeze blowed across.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but
I
no,
can just
anyway,
pretend I can see it.
Yeah, just pretend. All right, David. What do you got
you've
for
got
us
the
here?
picture in your chat. Anyway, I'm on Andrew's side today, Zach. You you can see what I'd basically just talked about. I got some friends to help me with some of the dates and who won and stuff. And we've just gone every year that we talked about. And yeah, you can see what I mentioned earlier, I guess, is factual. England and Poland are the best countries in the world at Middle-earth strategy battle game.
It's like you had data to back up your answer.
It's like, I know, right? The best answer to have. As you guys might have heard recently, Germany won the Nations Cup.
Yes.
Congrats to those guys. Played them a few times. They'll all win. Lovely guys, and they've been pushing up the top of these international events for a while. The WTC, by the way, is still going. It's not got as many countries and teams and people at it anymore, but it's still going. And I would say if you and a bunch of friends hear about it and want to go, you should totally go. But yeah, I just put for perspective for your listeners. Well, maybe not the Spotify people who can't see this, but we'll read it out loud. So the first year of the Nations Cup ran in 2024. They had 13 different countries, including Canada, by the way. Shout out to your Canucks that came out. We played him round one. I played Mark Page. He's an awesome guy. I don't know if you know him. He's from more Quebec, I think.
Okay. I don't.
No,
We don't know.
no,
The only people we
yeah,
know in Quebec is Justin
Justin
Bertrand
and Sam.
yeah.
and Sam. Sorry, Sam, for your last name now. Justin and Sam. They're the only ones who really come out to OSBG events.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's quite a way, isn't it? Yeah, so Nations Cup had 13 different countries, 120 players, versus, as you can see, that year the WTC had 9 countries and 64 players. So it's sort of, and you can see overall, this is a great trend. I love this. You can see that we've gone up like year on year, more countries are getting involved. And what I say when I'm saying 18 countries is 18 different countries, you know. Some of the
Yeah.
countries send 2 teams. Obviously, it's like Team England 2, Team Poland 2, but 18 different countries at an international event sending a team to win is pretty damn cool.
Crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to those countries. There's ones I can list off that I remember, but it's been like Greece, Finland, Czech Republic, Austria, Spain, obviously like the big ones like France, Germany, Italy, Poland, England, you know, it's cool. It's cool to see. And that is all I have to say on that, Andrew.
Nice. This is cool. Thanks for preparing this. This is, I think, good visual for people.
Like 3 different prompts to AI, and we got this.
It is crazy to think that you can have a tournament that sends that like 8 representatives from 18 different countries are all going to show up for it. Like that's just pretty cool.
Yeah, it
and
is.
then go and compete it. Do their.
It is an experience to be in that hall, and you look and you see like people like wearing like white England with England flag, white tops, England flags on. You see like people in like Poland tops. You see like the Italians walking around in like green and white and red. And you see all these different countries of the colors you like associate them with, like from sports and stuff. And it's just their flags and people speaking different languages. It's really cool. Very cool.
It is really cool. You get that vibe at Articon too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Same vibe.
Yeah, same thing. And it's crazy. We're like so spoiled because like everyone in Europe can speak English pretty well, especially if you're coming to like an SVG event. You show up and they're speaking English. You're like, man, I can't even. I like to like learn a couple words of like different languages, but not even close to being able to understand a sentence on like 90% of them, right?
Just smile and nod.
We're very lucky. Yeah. So that being said, all you English speakers, especially you Canadians, there's no excuse not to go to international events, okay? I'm calling all out.
Are we going to see Andrew and Zach? I don't think you're going to make the cut for Team Canada. But Andrew, if you pick up that depths list, are we going to see you 2027, Nations Cup?
I think I am scraping the bottom of the barrel of players we could have sent in terms of competitive players. I am at the bottom of competitive players.
David, everybody needs a mascot to go and drink the other team's beers. Okay.
You can dress up as a beer bottle.
Team Canada, sponsored by Molson.
Exactly.
Zach, I respect that. The boys in Team England went this year, and a couple of them came back, and they were like, man, we really missed you, clubbers, because there was no one to like make us laugh. And I was like, yes. I had purpose.
Not help us win games, just to make laughs.
Yeah. Yeah, forget the fact I only lost 1 game for you guys when I was on the team, but no, it's the laugh. It's the laughs along the way that counted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that is, I remember very few of my games at Articon, but I remember between every game getting beers and all the shenanigans that happened afterwards, and so fun. Some of the best memories I made was at Articon both years.
See, I don't quite remember the between the rounds too much.
I'm surprised you remember anything, to be honest. You're drinking people's empties.
Well, they weren't empty at the time.
Well, you're right. They weren't empty. You made them empty. Will's got some good questions here, talking about different eras. We kind of went into that with your spiel, but maybe for some of those players who haven't been around as long, maybe you just started playing this edition or last edition. David, let's talk about some old rules, stuff like the Alliance Matrix. For those of you who don't remember, this was in the game as recently as last edition. Previously was not even in the game. You could just ally any good and any evil models you wanted. You just had to be good and evil. And then there was some insane stuff going on with that. And then they introduced the Alliance Matrix, which was, if it was a green, like it was like, a matrix. And if it matched on green, you could play it. You could do whatever kind of soup you wanted. And if it was yellow, I don't know, there was some kind of penalty.
No, you just didn't get to use the army bonuses.
Okay, and if it was red, it means you couldn't take it.
You couldn't take it.
But back in the day, the good old days, when like us,
were they good?
Back in the day, when I first started playing in the OSPGL and Will and Zach, you could take literally any good model and just bring it in a list. You had to respect warband rules, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, if you want to bring Aragorn, he can only lead stuff with a magic keyword or whatever, something like that. Is that how that works? No, it wasn't.
There
You could
was
just
no
bring.
warbands at one point.
No, you had lists. So like there was they call the blue books, if you
Legions
remember.
of Middle Earth.
Like no,
The big blue
after
rulebook.
Legions. No, they were like little book. They were
Source
like
books.
yeah, like realms. The Kingdoms of Men, for example. So you had like books like this,
Yeah.
and that would tell you, for example, like what will be in each list. So you just have a hero from that list just lead anything in that was listed in there. So for example, yeah, like the fiefdoms and all that. Yeah. Man, misremember, but yeah, no. So you'd have fiefdoms, and then you go, cool. I could have Prince Imrahil, and he can lead anything here. And then now I've got Prince Imrahil, I'm just gonna take Arvedui from Arnor and give him a warband. And oh, cool. Now I'm just gonna take. It was like that back then.
Whatever you
But yeah,
wanted. What
pretty
is
much.
so, David? What is the most unthemey, greasiest list that you've seen
Man, back
from back
then,
then?
so 2017 ETC, that was the I obviously wasn't there, but that was, and 2018. Those were the editions we were talking about. I remember they had a rule in one of the years that. Do you remember what Special Strikes did back then?
Oh yeah,
How an axe gave you -1, only -1 defense, but plus D3 strength. So everyone had axes because why wouldn't you?
yeah.
And they had to make a rule in that creatures like wargs, bats, spiders, etc., could not carry axes.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Like
back in the day.
that's the kind of greasy level they got to these early ETCs, and I reckon the list back then compared to now would look so different. But that was pretty greasy. The worst list I saw, I think, that edition though was. Are you ready? You would take Corsair Reavers because
Yeah,
they were Fight 5 back then, I believe, or could be upgraded to be Fight 5. So you've got this Fight 5 battle line. They were 2 attacks.
and just to be clear, Fight 5 back then was way better than Fight 5 now.
Yeah, there was way less fight. It was basically like you were elves at that
Elves
point.
were the only Fight 5 troop, I think, pretty much.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
For a troop that's never had an actual model and is somehow still in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they were cheap as well. I think they were like 9 points.
yeah.
And they
They
were
had no
D4
armor.
back then. So you just had this line of like, boop. You had this line of like 12 of them led by the bosun to stop them going mad, whatever. And then they will be backed up by Orc Spears. Cheap enough. Cheap bolster your numbers up, gives you access to a banner. And obviously back then your banner it would be a spanner, so you'd have a spear on the banner, so it could still attack.
Yeah.
And the captain and sorry, it wouldn't be a captain. They would be led by a shade, because back then a shade was just -1 to your opponent.
Shade
So
To the duel roll.
so yeah, to your duel roll. So you've got a Fight 5 battle line rolling basically 4 dice, 3 to 4 dice to win the fight, and your opponent's dice are -1. But then it got worse because you're like, well, I guess I can shoot this list because they're D4. So they would then take the Shadowlord to just instantly shut down shooter. He didn't have. I don't even think he had to spend will back then. He just had
No.
this
No, you
aura
didn't.
effect.
You
up.
had the ability.
Yeah, and he would then be sat on a Fell Beast because back then Fell Beasts were such a force multiplier because you would transfix your opponent, which would half their fight value. You'd charge in with the Wraith, and then you go, cool, munch, and you'll just eat their hero. So that was probably the cheesiest shit I saw, which was, yeah, your Reavers backed up by the Orcs of Shade and a banner, and then a Shadowlord and Fellbeast stop you being shot with some cavalry for getting to objectives and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
so
greasy.
gross.
It was nasty, man, and that's what it was like. And then, yeah, then you're right. Then we got the Alliance Matrix back in 2018. Was it? You guys came to 2018 Ardicon, didn't you?
Yes.
And then Andrew, did you come? Was it the next year?
I came with Justin and Sam the next year.
So do you remember the guy that won the next year, who had a Red Alliance?
Yeah,
a Polish guy called
I don't remember what
Damien.
it was though.
But yeah, he broke the Red Alliance system because I think it was a Shade again, and he would then take with the Shade a Warg or a Wild Warg. So the Wild Warg would hide in the back of the board so that he basically couldn't be broken unless you killed the Shade, which was by the battle line, and went all the way to the back of the board. And he had it with Goblin Town, I believe. So he had Goblin Town with the Shade, basically. Um, yeah. And I know Jay Clare was at that tournament and was like, right, I'm gonna fix this. So that's when the Shade got the first nerf where it's like it affects anyone who doesn't have the Angmar. Would we have keywords back then, or it was like
Something like that.
yeah, it
Some
was
kind
something
of
like
qualifier.
yeah, it was some kind of qualifier to make the Shade worse, and then also yeah, the punishment for Red Alliance has changed. If you remember, we got the FAQ that made them less likely to work.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Um,
got all the negatives, like you can't use all your
yeah, like
benefits and
Thanos
all
and
that.
Stanfast, whatever it was they did to
Yeah.
fix it. But there was some shady lists before the before definitely, yeah.
I think one of the
Yeah, and
craziest things I've seen was an eagle flying around with Galadriel's mirror.
Oh
yeah, that's another
yeah.
one.
And just getting his
It's like,
fate back, right? Every time he
yeah,
takes it.
Yeah, that's
just
Yeah.
another
carrying
one.
it with him doesn't hamper it down anywhere.
Amazing.
It's just
Uh,
crazy.
Um
the other, yeah, just going out to Pearson Strike. Yeah, like I remember that Facebook post on GBHL page. It was like, yeah, wargs can't take axes. And then in my head, I was like, were they like modeling the teeth as axes? Like, how do they Pearson Strike?
No,
And
no, I
then,
think
Oz.
they had to actually that was the first thing when they allowed it, they had to actually put them on the model, so people were sticking axes,
yeah,
just gluing them on. They didn't really care about aesthetic.
yeah, everything had an axe because as long as it was like a hand weapon, it could be whatever weapon you wanted. And so Goblin Town, everyone had an axe. Reavers, axes. Dwarves, well, they always have axes, but it would be stuff that shouldn't have axes. You throw an axe on it, and it was unhealthy. And then swords could feint. So it was like you lower your fight value, but you reroll ones to wound.
Oh,
So
it
And
was
it's
just
just
like
like,
you just did it all the time. Like, why wouldn't you? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
you either always do it or you never do it,
yeah.
basically.
The goblins always did it because like, what have I got
Goblins
to
always
lose?
did it. It's like,
Yeah,
why are goblins fainting, right? Like, they're terrible swordsmen.
they don't know what they're doing. And then
and then
wasn't there
and
those days
then we
when
got
they made you add like a point for the axes? They were like, if you're going to change the weapon, then on the war gear,
That
you
was
have
last
to
edition,
pay an
yeah.
extra point to change it instead of just
yes.
saying you can't change it.
Yeah, that's right. What were you going
And
to
it was
say,
still
David?
worth that 1 point.
Sometimes.
Oh, but then they added in stab instead for the lower fight value ones, which became a great mechanic to try and
Oh,
end the game. You're like, I'm just gonna stab all my goblins are gonna stab because I want to die.
oh, they like, if they don't wound or something, they take a strength 3 hit or something like that.
Yes, yeah, something like strength 2 or 3, like if they don't win the fight, yeah.
I didn't play a lot of that edition. I was just,
Not gonna lie, special strikes always threw me off, and I was like, I never remembered. So the entire time they're in the game, people were like, "Are you on a special strike?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." I just like kind of ignored it as a part of the game.
You've just
They're
summed
like,
up the main reason why, like, I was like, they should be gone because unless you're at the top of the game, like, you knew when to use them, how to use them. Otherwise, it was just, you kind of felt like you were cheating when you played someone like Zach, where you were like, bro, are you gonna, Zach, are you gonna faint? I feel like I'm bad. I'm saying I'm fainting. And, you had these stupid agreements with your opponent. Like, you'd walk up to the table like, we are agreed that I'm always fainting when I have a spear support. Yes, cool. Just, yeah.
it turned into bloat.
Yeah. And
It's definitely like, I do kind of miss like Pearson Strike and like these kind of special little rules. And I think for me, they were fun because I like that micromanagement kind of play style, but I agree. I'm fine with them being gone. Like it streamlined the game. It didn't bring enough to, to make the game way better or way worse.
yeah, there was arguments, wasn't there? People at the beginning when we got rid of them were like, oh, it slows down the game. The game is going to be slow. And I was like, we played this game for over 20 years without them. you know, and
Yeah.
the game was fine. It would still be fine. Yeah.
One other, we're doing nostalgia now. One other thing that was nostalgic is Magic. We've seen Magic is starting to make a comeback into the meta now. I know us three being on the podcast, Will, Zach, and I, we've all been playing some Magic lists. I think it's going to be the new meta. Not new meta. I think it's going to be prevalent. I think it's coming back. As David was saying, where Felbeasts were super strong, Magic, not only were Felbeasts strong, but Magic was also way stronger.
Yeah.
And so one fluffy but greasy thing people would do is just bring 3 Felbeasts and Orcs. And it was so powerful because you would shut down the heroes without question. Plus, all the named race had these cool special abilities that you didn't have to spend a point of will to activate. And Felbeasts Hurl, you want to talk about Hurl too? Magic and Hurl? Hurl, I know I'm jumping all around now, but Hurl was like a bowling ball. You roll the distance, and then you throw that model, and every model that it touches, it goes through and knocks down. And it takes a strength, whatever hit, for each model that it passed through, and nothing stops it until it hits terrain. So you were just like knocking down battle lines. You would transfix the hero, which, yeah, like you said, halves their fight value, and even compel applied transfix, so you could move it and half their fight value with one spell. It was insane.
That was amazing because you got to do so much with it.
Yeah, and then the addition after that, they made it, you have to channel it, and channeling worked differently. You spent a point of might to gain an additional effect. And then that was you could move it and half their fight value. And now it's just you move it, which is still super powerful, moving half their distance. Because you just take them out of the turn.
Someone, still, like, it's how the spell should be now. You're compelling them. That's what you're doing. You're not.
Yeah. Compel shouldn't be doing 2 different spells worth for one.
Quick question, so I can see your guys' lovely faces again. Shall I close this one down?
Sure, yeah.
The one that I've just realized that in international, don't know if anyone spotted, but international was spelt with 2 L's. Classic AI flop.
Oh, the whole thing's AI. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't spell international wrong when I gave it the prompt, but yeah. Good
so
stuff.
The quiz section should be: Are you smart or are you David Clubley using AI?
Are you smart or let's stop sharing that.
There you go.
Proper unk moment. There we go. We're back.
We're back.
But yeah, no, it was a Wild West back then of lists.
It really was. Here's a question. Zach, I already know your answer, but more for David. David, do you miss old list building, or are you happy playing this game as kind of like a historical game, basically, where you have a very defined number of things you can bring in your list?
I feel like I'm in a minority in this community, but I like the restriction. I'm here to play Middle-earth strategy battle game, and I like that the lists are more or less themed to the books and films.
Yeah, I agree. I think the craziest thing I cooked up was playing Erkenbrand and some Westfold Red Shields, which got up to fight 4 for an extra point. And I brought some Arathorn and Rangers of the North. And that was like my crazy, shooting list that I cooked up, which it's not fluffy, but it wasn't obscene. But I agree. I like playing these set lists as well, where it's like, this is a scene from the book or movies, and I'm going to run this against something else from another scene in the book or movies. I'm tired of seeing Balrog and Sauron and Uruk-hai crossbows and Goblin Kings all together, and I don't see it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I was weak though, because I am just a man, right? I was tempted. You like, don't tempt me, Frodo, but it was there because I was like, I took some of those lists because I was, well, I'm not doing as well at events, but if I take these lists, I'm going to do well.
You can't help but do well.
Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was like, oh man, but now I'm like, no, I shouldn't have been doing that. It was bad. I should be taking a list that's from the books or the films or
Double Mumak.
Yeah. Hey, we see multiple mimics, take that little segment. But no one saw some of the stuff I was taking.
We won't ask you exactly what it was. I'm sure it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It's super greasy. One
There were
thing,
Shadow Lords in there for
Shadow
sure.
Lords and Shades.
I didn't actually do the shade, thankfully.
They were actually. This is we're sidetracking now. I got another thing I wanted to talk about. Shades and a lot of models were actually super hard to get because obviously there was no
That's why I
3D
didn't
printing.
do it because I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't get it. I would
no,
scour
you were right.
eBay all the time, like during university, just be like looking for metal cave trolls and shades and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. GW did like a limited run on it at one point, and that's when I bought one because I was like, they were selling for up to £50 on eBay, and I was like,
yeah, they were over $100 here on over $120, something like that. And I was like, oh, I want to do well, but I can't justify this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get some models. It was just impossible. There was no 3D printing. Recasting was not as widely popular. Like, you wouldn't know where to find it unless you knew someone. The model range had stopped being in production, a lot of it. My big flex was that I had a resin Girl Blog and Warg Marauder, and I would bring all those out to events, and I'd be like, check these out. You guys
and
see
when
that?
you put them up for best painted, like watch them like a hawk. So no one
Exactly, yeah.
The Warg Marauders were such sweet models, though.
Yeah,
and
those
just
are really cool.
three goofy goblins sitting on a ward bucking.
Nostalgia again, though. Awful profile. Like,
well,
so busted. Like the fact that they couldn't be knocked off and all that. Like,
yeah.
4 attacks on the charge. It was an insane profile. It's a shame they got Legacy because they were a really cool model, a cool idea, and they were in the movie's deleted scenes technically, and in the books. Going back to Greasy lists, I guess we never left.
Is there a Marauder in the deleted scenes? Sorry.
There's goblins riding wargs, I believe, in the deleted scenes. But it's like, it's not deleted scenes, it's like...
Well, with still images, they sort of...
Yeah, or like later released footage. I don't know about in the GBHL, but in the OSBGL, we used to have at almost every event, or most of them, there used to be a prize or extra raffle tickets for fluffiest list to encourage people to play actual themed lists.
Yeah,
Did you have that in the GBHL?
I did it. I used to run a big event with like up to 100 people, and I used to do best themed list because just to encourage that back then.
Yeah, and I was really big on that even back then. I was always bringing themed stuff. Obviously, my Riders of Rohan and Rangers of the North was not themed, but I had Ballin's Reclamation of Moria, and I had like Ballin, Khazad-Guard, Iron Guard. I had the captain with the face mask and the banner with the face mask, the Khazad-Guard face mask, and I was like, this is my like cool expedition list. And then I was playing Kirthungel before it was a thing, right? Like shagging the bag, Shelob, and Orcs and Uruk-hai. And I was like, this is my Kirthungel list. There's no rules. There's no anything. It's just, that's what it was. And I was playing that. And and now everything's that. So.
And you know what? I reckon that's what they wanted people to do with that flexibility.
Yes.
They wanted you to take this model list and go, look, I've made Seraphungel.
Not saying, you have to play one of these Mordor lists. We're giving you the ability to come up with that yourself.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we can't be trusted with good things.
Gamers be gaming.
Things. Yeah.
We optimize the heck out of everything we can.
Yeah.
Here's some fun prompts. That's what this is called.
Are we back onto what we wants us to?
Apparently, we already talked about a lot of this stuff.
He's like the great eye, just like
I know he's still here, but
he's watching, and he's gonna do what he thinks.
The Eye of Shalfron.
Shalfron, yeah. We've talked about a couple of these, but most feared army of all time. I think we kind of covered that with shades and axes on reavers. Or multiple fell beasts. Probably
you never wanted to come across.
Flying Circus was always like crazy good.
Even like for those new players, like remembering how just overwhelming like Depths was a couple months ago before the nerf and Men of the West, like it didn't like those would be tame.
Nothing on this.
David Clubley, strongest player you've ever faced?
Physically or
strongest person you've ever had a fight with, and strongest player in the game.
Well, there's some good gossip here from the Masters event last weekend. It was that one of the players broke the other player's arms. Now, the unofficial story is that they went to shake hands at the beginning of the game and he just snapped it in a rage. But the real story is we were drunk, drunk and drinking, and John Partridge snapped someone's arm, so he will be the strongest player physically that I have ever played. Because if I say otherwise, he might break my arm.
Could you
Was that like an arm
imagine-
wrestle? What's the context? How do you just break someone's arm?
We'll get too sidetracked. We'll talk about it.
Okay, that'll be off camera.
So,
We'll talk about
could
it.
you imagine being that guy though? It's like you show up to work the next day with a broken arm. They're like, "What happened to you?" I don't want to talk about it.
I challenged a massive guy. Anyway, he's physically strong, John, so well done. And I'm just going to be classic, and I'm going to go like best player I ever placed and go for Jay Clare.
That's fair.
Claire, obviously
Yes.
a legend at the game since he wrote a lot of the rules.
Well, he's a legend before he wrote the rules.
Yeah,
And then he started reading the rules.
That is true. Discussion topics. Here's some discussion topics because we haven't discussed enough. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. Maybe we can just quickly go over it. I don't think there's actually a difference here, but difference between UK and North American play styles. I think the play style right now is just spamming Men of the West and Gwahir and Bears.
Yeah, I think especially now we've got those lists we talked about being restricted.
Yeah. Here's something I wanted to ask you, David. When you go to a typical event in the GBHL, how does the terrain look on your boards? How much is there difficult terrain?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. I think the GBHL gets a bad rep from the Australians trying to take the mickey out of us. Articon is not a representation of our 150 plus tournaments. It's pretty standard from my experience, what I've seen in like Canada and the US and Europe and UK and Australia. Like terrain is in some places loads of it and some places average amounts. And I think you'll always see different boards and there'll always be some like water features. Woods are very popular for difficult terrain. They're always overstrop. I'm trying to introduce more like rocky terrain this edition because we've got a lot more
Nice.
mountain dweller.
Yeah.
And
mountain
that's good to
fighters.
see. Yeah, get them in there, get their terrain because it's just like fair, right? Like I was
They got
using
the rules.
reclamation last weekend. Yeah, and there was a wood on the board, and then there was like an Osgiliath ruin like on a base, and my opponent had like scouts. So he's like, "Oh, the wood is woodland," and I went, "Yeah," and the Osgiliath ruin is gonna be rocky terrain because it's a ruined building. It gave him. He did agree to it, but he was like, "Get little pause for 40." He's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Why do you get your rule? Why don't I get mine?" You know? So woods is
100%.
definitely popular. Rocky terrain would be good to see more of. Shallow waters everywhere, buildings. Yeah, that's the standard.
Yeah, we're trying to get more. We did an episode with, we talked to Tyler, oh man, Colasante? That's his name. From
No, you had Alex, right?
Alex. No, what's Tyler's
Tyler-
last
Do
name?
you just
Tyler's
keep giving everyone the
Ty-
same last name?
I think I just did
The
that.
guy
Tyler
from
De Leon, is
California,
it? The
right?
Tyler from the
Oh.
NorCal.
sorry, yeah.
Man, I just messed up some people's last names. I'm
They're
sorry,
not
everyone.
watching. No one's watching at this point.
No, this is just us having a good time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about difficult terrain with him and how we're trying to introduce more difficult terrain, more terrain in general. Jeremy Hildebrand, another admin of the OSBGL, I have like boxes of his terrain here that he lent me to bring when I was going to an event to bring, and he did like a bunch of like lakes, like ponds, basically.
Yeah.
You can as scatter terrain,
That's cool.
which is really, really good. So we're trying to get some more terrain. Painting expectations, David. Tell everyone in the OSBGL the rules for painted and based models in the GBHL.
Paint your models. just paint them, right? I don't know. I just like to see them painted specifically at an event. Like
Yeah, you got it. Well, it's in your league rule. If it's not fully
it
painted and
has always
based,
been a GBHL rule. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to. I've never been to a tournament and not seen a painted army in a GBHL.
yeah, if it's not painted, you don't get to play with it. That's the
Which
rule
is-
over there.
weird because I've been to like old world events now, and there's like people that have like whole grey art, and like, you haven't even
Yeah.
fucking sprayed it, man. Like
Just a
get the
little bit.
RAL can out, like.
Like, how do you not enjoy playing with the painted models? Like, whenever
So
I
much
have a gray
better.
model, I've been to two games nights recently in Will's basement, and I brought some stuff I didn't have painted because I wanted to test something out that was going to be on the painting desk soon. And I was just like, man, it does not feel as good pushing this around as it does
No,
having a painted model.
no, it feels bad. It
I
feels
guess
bad.
the question back to you guys, since you started your campaign of this podcast, what, like almost a year ago you
Almost a
started?
year, yeah.
Have you seen the OSBGL like more painted armies being uptaken?
Yes,
We don't want to say we're responsible, but
You are, yeah. We'll
we
give it to you.
are crusaders,
there's a
and
direct correlation.
Good.
we are
The
winning this
cha-
crusade.
Good. Yeah.
I
We are
think.
slaying the gray in our league. Not single-handedly. Lots of people have jumped on and said we agree,
Yeah,
and they've been picking it up. The
we
community
we've
and the
even
league's done a
had
great job.
at least one person who was like, you know what, at the beginning, eh, he was saying something like, "It's like it didn't matter to me," but now all of a sudden he's like, I get it. It clicked. It clicked in his head.
Yeah,
Now he's trying to paint, and it's like good for you guys out there painting. I mean, it doesn't matter our opinion. It's just why wouldn't it look better?
looks better, feels better. Yeah, we've seen one of the things coming back into playing in the OSP jail was it was like a shock to see so many people playing unpainted armies. And I was going
Mm.
and like, half my games would be people getting with unpainted armies. And I was like, this is not okay. This isn't what the league's about. This isn't what the hobby's about. You gotta paint models. And then we've definitely abused this platform to shame people into painting.
Yeah. And you don't have to paint well. Like I've played people, you don't tell them this, but their models look awful. But when they put them on the tabletop and you're stood up, it just looks so much better. You know, the fact
Yeah.
that they've
It
got some
still looks
sand
better.
on the base and like slop some colors on the models, like, fine. From up here, I'm actually playing a game now, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got.
It's good.
Oh, I got one to piggyback off it. What's the GBHL like on proxies?
I think they're pretty, it defends via TO, but they're pretty lax, especially now that we don't have a lot of models being made. Um, so yeah, so long as it's like normally looks what it's representing, then people are happy. Um,
Um, is there any talk in the GBHL about scenarios? Anything that like people hate, people love? How do you pick scenarios for events?
no, I think we just pretty vanilla. Most TOs just go, let's just roll pools and scenarios from the match play guide. Seems to make most people happy. And then some TOs will want to make their event different, and they'll have like veto or they'll pick scenarios ahead of a game. You know.
One thing that Jeremy and Ben from the Ancient Enemies podcast, they ran a tournament, and I did this. I'd copied this for the 100 I ran a couple weekends ago. They
Mm.
picked the first 3 of the games. All our tournaments are basically 4 games, and then the 4th game was a random roll from pool 6,
Which is
This
the
pool,
pool for
the
the random.
miscellaneous pool.
miscellaneous. Okay, yeah. Mhm.
It's got Fog of War and whatever else I can't remember.
Scores are wounded.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed for Fog of War.
Fog of War is good. Yeah,
It's a great
yeah.
scenario.
So that I kind of liked, where it's like 3, what's going on, and the last one could be all the scenarios are wildly different in pool 6. They all require different things, so it's kind of nice to still have some random at the end of the day. Keep something to look forward
Yeah,
to.
and it stops lists being like tailored to the event.
Yeah,
Like
perfectly tailored.
a little bit, but you're like, I don't know what that last one's gonna be.
Yeah, that was fun, but mostly we just roll too. Here's some quick questions to finish it out. Toughest country or region to play in? I think we already answered that with it being basically England and Poland, right? Well, some of these questions suck. I'm going to skip them, okay? Okay, best sculpt in the game, David. I think we've done this one your last time on, but Give us
I
an
don't know if we
answer.
had these quickfire questions back then.
No,
I
but we
was very
probably talked
jealous
about
that
it.
like Rich Ancliffe got the tailored like dark quiz. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that was
Like
a good one.
he,
That was a
he
good
did
one.
well there, that quiz. Best model sculpt in the game probably changes quite a lot. To be honest, when a new shiny thing comes out, and I'm like, oh, look how cool a hill troll is, you know.
Yeah.
Hill trolls are
But
really nice sculpts.
it's just because it's right in front of me. But I think there's something to be said for the classic like metal OG like fellowship sets from when they represented
Mhm.
moments in the films. And I'd probably have to put up there Aragon from Weathertop swinging around that flaming brand.
That's a classic one.
Yeah.
Anything the Perry twins did is obviously always legendary. They are crazy sculptors. I don't know if this is true. For those who don't know, the Perry twins are famous sculptors. They sculpt for all kinds of games, all kinds of war games. And one of the twins apparently was doing a like reenactment, like some kind of reenactment. He got his right hand blown off in like
Yeah,
a
like
accidental cannon fire.
yeah, that is true.
What?
And he was still a sculptor.
Yeah, he learned to sculpt with his other hand.
Yeah.
That's
He has like a
crazy.
tool that
Crazy.
like you see some pictures sometimes and he's got like a tool there holding the model while he sculpts like that.
That's insane. That is
Yeah.
nerd dedication.
Yeah.
If he can get his hand blown off and still sculpt models, you can paint
can paint
models
them.
for a tournament.
I think the Perry twins still sculpted up until the Hobbit films. So I think some of their last sculpts were like some of the Hobbit era stuff, and then
Yeah, which were quite good. Some of the Hobbits sculpts are quite good. I think the best sculpt is Glorfindel, personally.
the
Oh,
new one or the
The new
new
one.
the
one,
new
yeah,
one.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
The old one, not so much.
I like the old one on the armor. No,
Just the funky
Yeah.
pose. Like it's not bad. It's not good.
Um,
But that new
hardest scenario.
Glorfindel is like crazy good.
it's nice.
Yeah. Hardest scenario competitively.
Hardest scenario to play is probably Lords of Battle because like it just depends. Like it just so much depends on matchup, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, I've got a small elite army. My opponent's got a small elite army. It's gonna be so tough because how do I leverage an advantage there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Anything where it's like scenario dependent.
Most boring scenario to play.
Most boring scenario.
Boring. It's probably to the death.
Nice. Two
'Cause,
answers out of the same pool.
Someone's gonna sit back and shoot, right?
Yeah.
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 Worst pool of scenarios.
Pool 2's got to be the
Worst
worst, right?
pool. Probably the movement ones because there's some in there that are good, but like retrieval's not so good. I mean, recon. I love recon actually. It's one of my favorite scenarios, but yeah, retrieval
Recon
not so much.
grew on me over the years. When it first was there, I was like, man, I don't understand this scenario. But once you understand it, it becomes a really good one.
Yeah, like once you understand it's about assigning the right resources to the right part of the battlefield to
Yes.
stop your opponent whilst you can get 1 or 2 round.
Yeah.
And it's that chess game. It's quite good.
That's what I always liked about Breakthrough as well. I think we actually had a comment on one of the last episodes where someone said Breakthrough is like the best scenario. And I think it's up there because you have that, you got to play defense, you got to hold your line, but you also got to be able to attack. So you got all three dynamics.
Yeah, Breakthrough's a good one. Most underrated hero.
Come here, Bailey.
But we're taking a dog break, apparently.
I want to see Bailey. Most underrated hero. Well, we get to see the dog.
Hi, Bailey.
Look at that big puppy.
She's
Soaking
wet. Yeah.
Hi, Bailey. You've been out in the rain.
Hello. Okay, you're gone.
Great hero. I feel people don't give enough respect to captains, the basic captains. Some of them are quite good. Your Minister of One.
Captain.
Yeah. any elven ones because of their high fight value.
Yeah. Fight
Dwarf
6
captain makes
generic
sense.
captain has the same
Crazy.
fight value as Helm Hammerhand. Like, that's just so unfair for Helm. I can't believe that they would have a generic captain be the same fight value as the legend, Helm
The
Hammerhand.
legend himself. Biggest tournament you've ever podiumed at?
That would either be the Nations Cup, where we won as a team, or Articon, where I came third. It's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
What about you guys?
Oh, an OSBG L100.
Man,
Yeah.
the fact I podiumed at a tournament in general is shocking.
It was a 9-player tournament and you had a bye.
Well, that was an 11-player tournament, I believe.
My bad.
And I
Hey,
did
man,
have a bye. But then I
And it was only 3
podiumed.
games.
Then I
You've
podiumed
done
at
it.
Council last year,
Nice.
and I was the only. You
Oh, you
podiumed.
did. You
So
did. I
Andrew
got first.
won with 2 wins and a bye. The guy that got second got 2 wins and a bye, and I went 2-1. I was the only person on the podium that played 3 games.
And the game that he lost, he beat himself. So maybe he deserved to get first place in that. You were
Nice,
giving
thanks,
it
man.
way too much help.
Lock it in.
You were giving
Was this
way
where
too much help to your opponent.
You guys did this one on your podcast, right? I think I remember. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember. I'm like, bro, why are you beating yourself?
It was it was painful to watch. You were just like, oh, if you move this here, you can trap me. And it's like, dude, shut up. Okay. You don't have to say that. You can help your opponent if they're doing something really dumb. You're like, you obviously wouldn't do that if you knew the rules properly. But you don't have to be like, oh, if you move this model first, you can get around here and try and, oh, make sure you shoot Asphalt off, then take away its fate first. It's like, stop talking.
Yeah, I am.
You forget
Army,
that I am really dumb.
Are you Zach or are you dumb?
You are not really dumb. You weaponize your laziness to make it seem like incompetence. Army, you never want to face again.
Oh, Black Riders with how it used to be in the old edition. Blah. I never want to place that negative play experience again.
You
Yeah,
shut
no, it's
everything
terrible.
down.
So I don't think you will. It's awful now.
Probably
Yeah.
Smaug in this edition, I guess. Smaug is still.
I never
Oh,
want to play Smaug.
play.
I've dodged
Right.
every tournament.
I have a 100% win rate against Smaug and 100% displeasure of playing Smaug.
There it is, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you win and you're like, this was not fun.
No, it's
I don't
not.
know
It's
why
not
this is-
SPG.
No.
It's
You're
can
playing-
I hide from a dragon long enough to win the game?
Yeah,
The first
you're reenacting
time I
the
played him-
third movie.
That's what I did. I had
Second movie.
a banner. I think it was like a domination. So I had my leader and a banner, and there's this giant pillar, and I basically just ran in a circle around it so he'd never get line of sight, and I'd have the rest of my army on the objectives. So it's like, I won. There's nothing he could do. Yeah, he had to kill my leader and my banner. And I was like, he just could never draw the line of sight to do it. And I was like, okay,
That's not fun.
this was
That's
not
not
fun
for you.
No.
No.
It's like, what are we? We're not even playing. I'm just running in circles.
In games like that, I don't feel bad for taking my time during my turns. Like, not slow playing, but just being like, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to roll my dice however I want and in a perfectly normal order that you can't complain about. And this is what you get for playing Smaug. Like, you're the bad person here, not me. Anyway, that's my take on that. An army, I guess in any edition, an army that was really good and then a change that made it disappear completely. Either an FAQ or a meta development. Kind of saw with Depths with no one playing Depths now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Depth's still got legs though. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
a leader that's the Barrock's still so good.
Yeah,
and we don't concede the VPs to break in.
it's still very good.
Yeah, you do need a bit higher points to get more goblins in, I guess. But yeah, I guess it's a good example, isn't it? That's a list that sort of died off with an FAQ. Yeah, there's been quite a few over the years.
I think it could be like surprisingly good because everyone's like, oh, it's been nerfed, so it's obviously not good anymore. Well, it was so good before. The nerf actually probably just made it playable. Like, you can play into it a lot easier. Doesn't mean it's not bad. You still have a Balrog. The Balrog is
Yeah.
still insanely strong, and you have really good, maybe not as good numbers as you could at certain levels, but you can still get really good numbers with your trash fodder. And
Yep.
there's not much that can fight the Balrog.
Too much.
Unless
Few
you're
things, but
Freka, you know.
unless you're Robert Anderson's The Balrog Slayer, Anderson, Freka, and the Balrog loses against Freka twice, and Freka does a wound to him. Unless you're that at the final event of the season where I just need to get third to win. Unless it's that, then yeah, it's not good.
I was rooting for you, man. I was rooting for you.
No one was. Well,
I
anyway.
was. I was like, yeah, let's let him get the league win. That'd be cool.
I got first for crafting and second for the league.
You got second in the league, still pretty cool.
Yeah, still pretty good.
You can say you came second in your guys' national league. I came third in mine, and Zach
sometimes shows up to record the podcast.
Yeah, sometimes walks up while we're filming.
What's going on right now? What's happening?
Oh,
we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
What's the current RA people are sleeping on? What's gonna become good?
Must Revising Guard Berserker Spam. It kicks the crap out of Men in the West, and it's still quite a good list.
I think you're right about that. Favorite MESBG memory from the international community, an international event?
Oh, I think we already had that one earlier, didn't we? I said I loved going to Poland and winning with England.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah. And coming to Canada, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we totally talked about that. Favorite, it says Tolkien character here, so you can source outside of Middle-earth, but...
Faramir,
good call.
He hates me, I love him. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, Faramir, top-tier character for sure. One prediction for MESBG over the next 5 years.
Next 5 years. Oof. I guess if we're going that long, a new edition of a game, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully, I think so.
Yeah.
I think sales are picking up.
Yeah. And then I guess stuff for this edition, like get battle companies in, would be cool. Yeah.
You think Last Alliance, we're finally going to get our Last Alliance models?
Just going to keep teasing us of that, but probably never get it, will we?
Man. You could get people to spend so much money, GW, if you just release stuff.
Yeah, but once they give us the Last Alliance, what are they going to give us? What's next? Nothing.
They could.
That's it.
They need to strike What the Iron's hot because it's a good list as well. Rolling those 6s to kill people. Whew. Yeah.
It's
silly list.
1 in 6 odds to
good.
just take models out.
Yeah.
There's so many times where, like, if you're playing evil, you know this. You're running an orc with a shield or a goblin with a shield into 2 models, and you're shielding and you're hoping for the best because you're tying up 2 models that are more than 6 points each with a 5 or 6 point model. It's like the best value. And if it dies, you don't care.
But you do that, and then they roll 2 dice, and they go, "Oh, well, I've got a 33% chance now, right? I've rolled a 6, so you just can't pin me."
Yeah, it's brutal. Anyway, that's it. We're done. Those are your quick questions.
I think
you've been questioned to death.
There was nothing quick about them, but we did it. We got there.
Nothing in this episode has been quick.
No, but it's been enjoyable.
I got one last question. Very important.
I like that.
Is that a soccer jersey?
It is, and that's a great segue, Zach, because I need to address one of your commenters, and we need to get this out in the open. To Greed0560, he said on your episode of Richard Ancliffe, "Great episode as always." He was right there. "Nice to see a Yorkshire lad." Now, I want it on record that I am, in fact, from Yorkshire. The voice, you guys don't know English accents, but I sound like a soft southern ponce, to be honest. But I am from Yorkshire up north. I should sound like Richard, but I've lived down south a long time. And this is a Hull City, the Tigers, who today just won the playoff final to be promoted to the Premier League. So they'll be playing next season with the likes of, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal. So yeah, big day for Yorkshire football.
There we are.
Yeah, congratulations to Yorkshire football.
Yes.
Yeah, not soccer.
Yeah.
Gotta try to rage bait some of the UK listeners.
I think I did that when we started. I just took a big dump over the way they talk. Call me out.
And why have you got a Steelers? Didn't you have is it Blue Leafs? Is that the
Maple Leafs?
Canadian team?
The Maple
The
Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
The Steelers is
I'm thinking of Blue
Steelers
Jays.
is American football.
The real football.
Oh, it's American football. You guys, you don't. Yeah, okay.
Well, we have Canadian football too.
It's not as good, I guess.
No, it's
the better players.
Technically,
go to
actually, a
NFL.
better game.
I think I like the rules set better for the CFL.
Yeah,
but you have different rules, so it's not like hockey and baseball where you're in a franchise, and basketball you're in a franchise of them.
Yeah, no, Canadian football is different. Bigger balls, longer fields. Sounds like an innuendo, but it's true.
A lot of quirky rules that the NFL
you get a
streamlined.
rouge.
The rouge.
3 downs instead of 4.
Oh, okay, that is quite a different game then. Yeah.
It's very different. It's its own separate thing. But the NFL is always just the more popular game because it's American and
it
not
gets the
Canadian.
better players. Yeah.
Yeah.
But CFL games are fun. You can tailgate at BMO Stadium every game if you want.
I'd like to go to a tailgate. That'd be cool. You just have the party in the parking lot, right?
Yeah. People bring grills and stuff and drink lots of beers before you get in.
You said grills there, right? Because
grills.
Yeah, I thought you said girls, and I was like,
no, grills.
That sounds like a cool party, but I'm taken. So
no, we're grilling and chilling.
Anymore.
A strange phrase to put it, but okay.
The grills? No, you bring the grills. Grill and chill. Okay, whatever. This has gone on long enough.
Clarify that.
Grills, GRILLS, grills.
Someone who actually listens to this needs to rack up how many times we went off topic and rambled.
So many. I'm sure Will's going to blast us about it later.
I'll never be invited on again.
No, you'll be. You're our new co-host while Will's gone.
But that's true.
Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
Didn't you know that? You signed the contract by drinking the Canadian. You signed up.
You signed your life away to Canadians now.
Okay, chill, guys. Chill. What is it he says is okay. Take it down. Take it down. Let's take it down.
Yeah.
Let's take it down a notch, guys. All right.
We're all just being Will today. All right. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. We can wrap it up. That was a long one. David, thank you for taking time out of your busy life, the new babby, for coming on. We really appreciate that. I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy listening to your insight, the international scene, if they made it that far in the episode.
Probably not. They did.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. And we hope we can see you in real life sooner and later, whether you come here or we're going to head there. It would be our pleasure to buy you a beer on Zach. Zach will pay.
We'll buy you 10 beers.
Most generous thing is ever. Be careful they're not empties. You might just go collect 10 of other people's beers
I'll buy
that are
10
done.
beers. I'll just drink half of them. You can't drink alone. You can't let a friend drink alone. That's rule number 1.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Spotify, we're on Spotify. Give us a follow. Give us 5 stars on that. It would be cool, even if you don't watch it on there. YouTube, we are over 500 subscribers. The 500 subscriber giveaway is over. Someone, probably me, maybe I'll pawn it off on Will, has to go and look at all the entries everyone's getting. Get an additional entry if you're a patron. So you can sign up now and get more entries. We'll say, I don't care. We'll do it. Subscribe or whatever to our Patreon, whatever that is. You can do it for free even. Zach allegedly posts once a week there. You can ask some questions for our guests, and we'll talk about it on the podcast. Instagram, did I say Instagram? Follow us on Instagram. We got to post our shame pictures there. What else do we got, Zach? I think that's it.
Join our Discord.
We're not getting a Discord. If you'd like to talk to us on Discord, you can join the OSBGL Discord and message us there. If you have a question with the OSBGL or message us on Facebook, we're not hard. Well, can't really find me on Facebook, but leave a comment. We'll get back to you. Message us on Instagram. I talked about we're in a new arc with No Will, the No Will story arc. There's going to be a time skip. We're going to grow old, learn new skills. It's going to be a lot of guests from here on out. So thanks again, David, for being the first one. Next week, hopefully, we're going to have a member, another admin of the OSBGL come on. We're going to talk to him about, who knows? We're going to talk to him. It might just be me and him. I don't know if Zach can make it. We'll see.
Find out.
Will has more questions here.
One more.
Call for comments.
One more. Like we fooled people. They think we're done. They probably logged off. So we're going to get a surprise. One more question for David. Make it a good one, Andrew.
No. This was a call for a comment. It's a call to action. I'm calling all of our listeners to action. What armies do you miss from the previous eras of MESBG? Leave a comment below. I know we've talked about a few today. I guess players who join this edition won't be able to answer that, but in 5 years from now, when a new edition is out, you will be. That's it.
And the best answer gets to go and buy themselves a beer, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just shamelessly ripped that from the GBHL podcast from buying a Freddo.
I like the twist of the beer.
A beer. Feels Canadian.
Very
yeah.
Canadian.
And remember, if you answer one of the quiz questions, which we still don't have a new name for, the quick quiz question, if you answer it correctly, you win the chance to buy yourself a beer. You get to do that for yourself. So leave a comment and win the chance to do that. Please drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. That's it. We're done. That was rambling.
Paint your models.
Paint your models.
Paint your models.